Hello, everyone. Hello, Drew. For anybody who doesn't know, the Quats in chat is Drew. Hello, Bree Joy. Hello, Lalbatros. How are you all doing today? Happy Wednesday. Oh, I realize I still have Drew's name up here. Let me take that off. I try to get everything set up before every stream, and there's always something I forget. Okay, I'll just take off all the names right now. Yeah, I gave away the secret spy name, the Quats. Yeah. That is Drew, for anybody who doesn't already know that. He's lurking in the chat as the Quats while he works. How's everybody doing today? The Love Meeples! Hello! Nightmare Before Christmas! Yes! It's one of my favorite movies. I figure, like, since I'm painting Labyrinth stuff... Oh, thank you! Yes, and I figure I'm just going with the whole theme of, like, all my favorite movies. So, The Nightmare Before Christmas is my #1 favorite movie. And then The Labyrinth is probably my second favorite movie. So, yeah, they're both amazing movies. Thank you. Yeah. And I'm so excited, like, Nightmare Before Christmas season is coming up. I figure, like, from pretty much Halloween time until Christmas time is just Nightmare Before Christmas season. that is my my thought behind it. So just like I can watch the movie over and over again between pretty much now. Like now to me is the start of like pre-Halloween up until Christmas time. And then like it's the best Halloween and Christmas movie of all time. Thank you for doing the shout out for the Love Meeples, Joy. Yes, anybody here who is not already following the Love Meeples, make sure to do so. They're awesome people. Yeah, so how's everybody doing today? This is my second solo stream. Second time painting on stream, third mini painting of my life. Oogie and Zero are my favorite characters. Yeah, Oogie and Zero are awesome. Pretty much, I'm trying to think if I have a favorite character from Nightmare Before Christmas. I love them all. It's hard for me to say I have a favorite for that one. I feel like I love them all equally. I don't know that there's any character I don't love in that movie. Your favorite holiday is Arbor Day, Drew. Really? Really? Why? Let's see. If you're like me, you can just pretend it's Christmas or your favorite holiday all year round. I mean, I kind of do pretend it's Halloween all year round. I do have Halloween decorations up 24/7 in my office. And in our living room, I've got like a little ghost candle out there that's a Halloween decoration. And here I've got a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. It's like off camera, so you can't see it over there. But yeah, and then there's a skeleton in my closet, literally. Um, it's a Halloween decoration, but it lives in my closet. And it'll probably come out and join us on stream next month for our Halloween themed month. Um, Oogie is so charismatic. Yes, very much so. Oogie's fun. I love Oogie. Also one of the best soundtracks. Yes, I love that. I love musicals. And if you can have like a stop motion musical, that's like two of my loves right there. Like claymation, stop motion, and musicals combined together. Perfect harmony. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's definitely one of these soundtracks that definitely gets played on Halloween. Um, we get like one trick or treater at our house, but they get to hear it. Yeah, we live kind of like in the middle of a neighborhood. Um, we can speak musicals here. Yes. I haven't seen all of them. There's more musicals I'm needing to see. But I've loved all the musicals I've ever seen. I need to see more. But favorites. Oh, are we talking like Broadway musicals or just like movie musicals? Because I feel like those are two different things. Favorite movie musical would be probably The Greatest Showman. Top three of both. The Greatest Showman, definitely one of my favorite movie musicals. Nightmare Before Christmas, obviously. Trying to think other favorite. Well, The Labyrinth. There we go. Top three movies. Oh, Singing in the Rain. I haven't seen that one in such a long time. I need to rewatch that one. There's a lot I'm still needing to watch. A lot I'm needing to rewatch. Oh, Sweeney Todd. Yes, yes. That's a good one too. I love Tim Burton. And that's one of Tim Burton's movies. So, yeah, I've seen almost every single Tim Burton movie. There's a couple out there I haven't seen. Love them all. Yeah, Sweeney Todd's a good one. Greatest Showman is so good. Some of the songs are very powerful. Yes, I love putting on the Greatest Showman soundtrack and just like singing to it while I'm like doing housework or anything. Like Drew can probably attest to that. You can probably remember hearing me sing that or dance to it at some point in the house. Yes. La La Land. Ooh, that's another, yeah, definitely an honorable mention. I wouldn't say that's one of my favorites, but it's a good one. Like I like the music in it. I didn't necessarily like the story as much. Yeah, I do the dishes singing to The Greatest Showman. I do. I love the songs in that one. One of Julie's favorite movies is Sing. I haven't seen that one yet. I need to see that one. And then of course like all Disney movies that have music in them. Amazing. Yeah, how else are you supposed to do dishes? Exactly, Joy. Exactly. The opening number in La La Land is the best. Yes. Yeah. I like the beginning. I don't like the end of the movie as much, but I like the start of the movie. Yeah, so that like movies, yes. Broadway musicals, there's more I'm needing to see. But I love Wicked. Wicked is probably my favorite Broadway musical. Yeah, Broadway musical. So Wicked's my favorite. Probably followed by like The Lion King and then Cats. There's more I'm needing to see though. I haven't seen all of the Broadway musicals. I know I am lacking in. Oh, Les Mis is also a really good one. I love Les Mis. And The Phantom of the Opera. I like that. That one's a good one too. Sterling just went and saw Wicked. Yes. Did he love it? I'm hoping he loved it. I mean, if you don't love Wicked, there's something wrong with you. The casting is excellent and sync. Good to know. I'm gonna have to check that out. Cats definitely mostly the theme. And I haven't seen the movie Cats. I've only seen it in the musical like play format. And it's definitely the theme. I love cats. Like the animal cats. So anything that's a musical about an animal that I love, automatically wins for me. Hello, Steph. Jay is supposed to be working. Oh, oh, he did. Oh, he already, Sterling already had all the songs memorized. Oh, before he even saw the musical for Wicked, he had all the songs memorized for it. I mean, the songs there are amazing. Defying Gravity, best one. He's still talking about it. It's so good. I love that one. I've seen it twice now. I think that is one of the only Broadway musicals I have seen twice. Saw it once here when it was touring, and then once actually on Broadway with Drew, which was awesome. The movie is oof. Oh, for cats, that's what I've heard. I've been very, very hesitant to watch the movie for that, even though I love cats. The trailer for it had me a little perturbed. Uh, so I'm a little hesitant to ever watch the movie. Aside from Memories, it's meh. Yeah, I mean, Memories is definitely the most memorable of all the Cats songs, I feel like. Um, yeah, it's definitely the theme for me. Let's see. The new movie is oof. There's also a recording of the stage show. Oh, I think I might have seen the recording of the stage show. Yeah, that's very different from the movie that had like a bunch of actors and actresses that I'm a little disturbed seeing them in cat format. Oh, he was supposed to go 16 years ago and somehow and something came up and finally got to go see it. Well, I'm glad he finally got to go see it. Yeah, I remember seeing that it was that he was saying he wanted to see it and I saw that it was going to be in that area and I remember tagging him when I saw that they were touring over near here and I'm just like, "Sterling, you need to go to this." So I'm so glad that I did. Let's see. There is musical talk. Oh, you always find me where there's musical talk. Yeah. Musicals are amazing. I love musicals. Um, yeah, what is all of y'all's? What is your top, if you haven't already said, top Broadway and movie musical? Um, yes, we did see Wicked in New York. It was amazing. Yeah. Because we did go to Broadway and we had to decide which musical we were going to see. So yeah, we went and saw Wicked. It was amazing. I loved it. I would watch it over and over again. Um, uh, Good to know about the stage show. Yeah, 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 yeah. I think they actually, because I saw Hamilton. They had this stage show that you could watch. I think it was on Disney Plus for Hamilton. That was also a good one. Yeah, musicals are great. I love musicals. Um, I know that there's a newer one that recently came out. I haven't watched it yet, and I'm blanking on the name of it right now. But yeah, I want to see. I want to see all the musicals. If there's a musical I haven't seen yet, it's probably on my list of things I want to see. Um, yeah, and then today, painting Labyrinth stuff. Labyrinth, another great musical, which I did rewatch it last night, and I was trying not to sing along too loud because Drew was sleeping while I was watching it. But the Labyrinth has like the most weird music to it, but I love it. It's great. Um, oh yeah, didn't expect the hip hop ish rap in Hamilton. Trying to warm up to it. Yeah, that's actually what I loved most about Hamilton. Because I'm not a big history person. I don't like history stuff. I'm just kind of like, it's in the past. It's nice to learn from it, yeah, but it's old. But I do appreciate like history rap. That to me is much more intriguing. If like all of my history classes could have been rapped to me, I think I would have gotten a lot more out of them. uh, just passing by to say hello, hello, Gavin, hello. How are you doing today? Good to see you. The love me, yes. Top three is hard. We've been lucky to see many of them. Dear Evan Hansen, Book of Mormon, Hamilton, Kinky Boots, Billy Elliot, Avenue Q are some of my favorites that come to mind. I need to see most of those, honestly. I would say that other than Hamilton in that list, I don't know that I've seen the rest. I need to see those. Those are now all on my list. So thank you. Drew does sleep. Yes, he went to bed before me last night. Because, well, I was trying to find some decent reference photos because I like to try to find reference photos for any of the miniatures that I'm painting if there's a reference photo available for them. So obviously, miniatures from the Labyrinth would have reference photos from the movie, right? But Sir Didymus, who I am trying to paint today, it's hard to find decent reference photos for him. So I was like, well, I'm just going to have to watch the movie and just screenshot some clips of Sir Didymus from the movie. He moves a lot. It's hard to get a good reference photo. Or he's like in these weird like lightings and it's like dark and hard to like. Okay, so Sir Didymus himself, not as hard to find the reference photos for. However, Ambrosius, his dog that he sits on, that one was a lot harder because I didn't realize this until recently. This is going to make this painting like super complex, at least for me being a beginner painter. It's really small, like compared to some of the other ones that I've done. And like, I feel like the smaller it is, the harder it is. And especially since it's two characters, technically, it's, you know, Sir Didymus sitting on top of Ambrosius here. I don't know why I always tend to like veer off to the off the camera. Yeah, so since it's so small, like that makes it complex. And then I was looking up, you know, trying to find the reference for how to paint this thing. And Ambrosius, he's got like this little like cloth thing draped over his back, and there's like so much detail in that little cloth thing. There's like multiple patterns, like kind of like patchworked together on this cloth. And it's not a big area for me to try to put all these little tiny patterns in. So this one's going to be interesting. I'm not sure how well this one's going to come out. This was definitely not as easy as the Ludo one that I did. So yeah, and it was really hard finding a good reference photo to try to figure out the pattern that's on this darn cloth that's on the dog. So yeah, I had to watch the entire movie to try to take as many screenshots as possible to get a decent reference photo, and it was hard. Like, because the thing is like there is they have two different Ambrosia dogs in the movie. Like one of them's a puppet head, where, you know, Sir Didymus is sitting on top of this puppet head, and they like never show the body of the dog. It's just this big giant dog head puppet. And then there is the real dog that they put like a little puppet on top of, and it just runs across the screen like really fast. So it's really hard to get a decent screenshot of a running dog where you can actually see the pattern that's on his back. I took a few, so I think I've got enough that I at least know what one side looks like, and I'm just going to kind of assume that both sides look the same. They probably don't, but I'm going to paint it that way because you can really only see one side at a time, right? Unless you're like a chameleon and somehow have eyes that look at both sides. I don't know. All right, sorry. I'm like slacking on chat here. Okay. Authentic recordings, not bootlegs. Oh, of the movies? Are there bootlegs out there? Or of the Broadway musicals? I'm sure there's probably a bunch of bootlegs out there. Trekkie Monster? I feel like I might have missed something there. Sir Didymus? Did I call him Sir Diddy? Sir Pete Diddy? No. Yeah, this one's not going to be easy. Had to watch the whole movie. Yes. Well, like, Sir Didymus doesn't even come in until, like, 2/3 of the way through the whole movie. And I didn't want to, like, just fast forward, so, you know, I had to watch all that. And then by the time he came in, you know, I had to watch the rest to be able to screenshot any time that he was on the scene. I had to watch the whole thing. And because it's the Labyrinth. So, yes. Yes, for research purposes, exactly. Exactly, Jay, you understand. I'm seriously thinking of getting a magnifying glass / light combo because of some of the details are tiny. That's a great idea. I believe that Drew even has like a magnifying glass thing for some of the stuff he was doing. I don't know that it would actually work for this. I'm just going to hold it like right up to my face. It'll be fine. But the magnifying glass light combo is probably a better idea. I mean, I've got a lot of lighting here, so that helps. Because usually for our streams, I kind of like, I don't have the best lighting setup. So that's why there's like so many shadows and weird things going on right now. But I've got a lot of lights, so that helps. And they're all in different directions, right? I'm not a lighting pro by any means. But usually for our streams, like they're faced away, so it's more like a bounce ambient lighting going on. At least in my mind, that's what it's doing. But for the painting streams, I have them pointed in, so it's more of a direct light. So it's just like really blasting on this thing, so that way I can see the details. Like it's probably totally washing me out, and you're seeing me in my full pale glory. But I tried changing the colors of one of the lights to be a little more tan looking. That probably isn't helping at all. But yeah, I'm probably like trying not to wash myself out too much, but also still being able to see the details while I'm painting. So, yellow. Ooh, YouTube has many, many bootlegs of Broadway musicals. Good to know. I'm surprised they don't get taken down. I feel like YouTube is usually pretty good at like flagging like copyright infringement stuff, so I'm really surprised that they don't take those down. But maybe they only flag it without taking it down. Because I know that's what they do for like whenever we upload anything to YouTube. And like, so our intro music, we have it, I purchased the rights to be able to play that, you know, on stream, on YouTube, whatever. Until Drew makes our own intro music. Drew, make that intro music. He's been saying he's going to for a while now. Still waiting. But I purchased the rights to use it, but for whatever reason on YouTube, it doesn't recognize that, you know, I've given it the license code I have for it, like every single time I upload a video on there. And I could probably just trim out the first 10 minutes, but I'm lazy. So I upload the whole thing because that's just way easier. But every single time I do it, it gives me a flag of, you know, potential copyright infringement thing. We recognize these songs, you know, at the beginning of your stream or beginning of the video you're uploading as being, you know, potential copyright infringement. And all it said, like, they don't take my videos down because of it or anything. It just says, like, you can't monetize them. But then I can go in and tell them, like, no, I actually own the rights to be able to play these songs. Here's the license, blah, blah, blah. And then they always release it. But, yeah. So they probably do just say, like, oh, you can't make money off this video. Which, you know, if they're not making money off these bootleg videos, I don't know. Seems kind of pointless. You're not a ghost, Ellie. That's good. I feel like I was watching back a bit of the last solo stream I did where I had all the lights pointing at me, and I'm like, whoa, I am way whiter than I've ever been in any of our other streams. So that's why I tried to like tint one of the lights to at least be like more of a sepia tone to make it so I'm not like Casper on stream. Yeah, it doesn't help that I'm already like ridiculously blinding white. Hire the Velvet Hippos to make your theme. Yes, I should hire the Velvet Hippos to make my theme. That would be amazing. Drew, are you part of the Velvet Hippos now? Yes, Drew, I am calling you out. You need to make that. I mean, he was just playing his piano a little bit ago. All he needs to do is just make it. He makes up his own little things on there all the time. His own little ditties. Is there a ditty? Making up your ditties? You know? He just needs to make something up. I told him, like, so long as he's, like, able to alter my voice, I'll sing. So long as you can alter it to sound good. Because I don't sound good naturally. Or I'll rap. I am a better rapper than I am a singer. So I could come up with like a tail wagging rap. I don't know. Probably. I don't come up with raps. I don't know that I could come up with a rap. But some of the raps that some people do these days, I'm like, I could totally make something like that. Just sounds like them talking. And not even fast. I don't know. People. Maybe Drew will have to go to some concerts for music inspiration. Yes. Yeah. It's been a while since we've gone to any concerts. I feel like with like the pandemic and everything, you know, we've gone to a few concerts. Most of the concerts we've gone to together have been Fall Out Boy because Drew loves Fall Out Boy. So that is the majority of the concerts we've been to together. And I was sad, like one of the last ones that we went to, it wasn't the last one, but one of the last ones. Like it was supposed to be Fall Out Boy with Paramore because I like Paramore. So I'm like, oh, your band with my band. Yay! And then Paramore canceled when we got there. So it was only Fall Out Boy again. Nothing wrong with Fall Out Boy, but I was a little disappointed. Anyway, so I'm painting today. Now that I'm stalling, you know. I'm a little nervous about this paint. This one is going to be a little bit more complex than the previous one. I did paint last week. I painted Hoggle. And Hoggle was more complex than Sir Didymus was, or not Sir Didymus, than Ludo was as well. But I feel like he didn't turn out too bad. So I'm hoping that maybe this one won't turn out too bad either. We'll find out. Oh, just going to use that opportunity to recommend NF. A surprisingly PC rapper. Yes, we do like NF. Some really good stuff. Yeah, Leave Me Alone, The Search. Why Would You Leave Us? And When I Grow Up. Yes. Yeah, Drew actually does listen to NF a lot. And I listen to it through him listening to it. So, yes, that is a good one. I do like NF. Yeah. Yeah, there's not a lot of rappers I actually do listen to. Just because a lot of their content is like I like rap, but I don't like the content. You know, which is why I kind of liked Hamilton. Because it's like, oh, okay, this is cool. And not a bunch of like stuff about, you know, being vulgar that I don't care about. So, yeah, for the same reason, yeah. I wish there were more like clean rappers out there. Why? Why can't there be? I don't know. But yeah, I do like NF. NF is a good one. I should get some music on. I can't do art without music. I'm hoping it works today. So anybody who was here last night knows we were having like so many weird technical issues. So I'm hoping today, I haven't restarted my computer. So hopefully today they'll work. We'll find out. Okay, I'm going to restart my Pretzel app and see if that works. Yeah, because for some reason, like most computers, you restart them if they're acting up and they work better. Mine, if I restart it, it works worse. So I have to just not restart it. But yesterday it got restarted because of a power outage. I mean, kind of. I don't know. It does run off battery. I don't know. I don't know why it's acting the way it is. Wim, hello. How are you doing? Gotta get back to work. Heading into lurk for the next few hours. Enjoy the rest of your stream. Well, thanks for hanging out and talking musicals, Jay. Hope you have a wonderful work day. Appreciate the lurk. Always happy to have you here. Always happy to talk musicals. Always good to see you. All right, so let's see if the music will work today. Hopefully so. Hello, Mayor of Canada. After you paint a miniature, do you hold it up and say hello to my little friend? I haven't yet. Okay. Oh, what are you telling me, Pretzel? I don't care. Stop telling me things. Okay, let's see if I can. I feel like the ambient was good. Let's see if it'll work. It appears like it's working. We're back in business. So long as I don't restart my computer, things work. I just need to leave it like a few days after a restart, and then suddenly things are working fine again. I don't understand it. But that's just how we roll. I don't know. I guess my computer is just opposite of most other computers. So okay, so the ambient music, kind of weird, but you know, I dig it for painting. And I feel like it goes well with the Labyrinth theme. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. All right, so I guess we'll dive into this. Let's see. Here we go. Woo! All right, here we go. So I've got my little. I'm zoomed in so much on this because it's so tiny. It's so teeny tiny. But got one of my reference photos over here, so I've got a couple that I'll kind of be toggling between. This one is like one of my close-ups. It's so cute. I know, it's so teeny. It's so teeny tiny. Yeah, ambient music. Yeah, ambient. Mayor Canada. Pretty much nothing. No. If you're asking about drugs, I don't do drugs. This is a drug-free stream. Thank you very much. This was probably something for allergies. All right. Yeah, even though I'm an artist, I'm one of the few artists who have never tried any sort of substances to help them with their art. Let's see. I haven't painted a mini without instructions and all. It's going to be nerve-wracking the first time deciding the paint scheme. Oh, so the minis you were painting, you actually had instructions for them? There are minis that come with instructions? What? Yeah, so yeah, trying to figure out the paints to use. It's definitely one of the harder parts. And like, so the last time I streamed, I had a plan. I had my paints decided. This time, not so much. So you get to see my process of trying to figure out what I'm doing. Yeah, I haven't decided which paints I'm using. So this should be interesting, and I don't really know my plan of attack. So this is okay. So this is one reference photo I've got for him. Let me, let's see. And then I've got, okay. So this is one of the other ones I took to try to get a screenshot of Ambrosius's little cloth draped over him. So you can see, like, this is one of the ones with the real dog instead of the other one with the puppet head, with the cloth draped over him. And there are like, there's this patchwork quilt of patterns on his back. It's ridiculous. I don't know how I'm gonna fit all that. Like, this is, look, this is the size of my fingernail. I mean, this is, and I don't have long fingernails. It's itty bitty. This is teeny tiny. I don't know how I'm going to fit all that and all this. I don't know. Luckily, I've got a teeny tiny paintbrush, and I'm not sure that I'm gonna get to all the details for that today. Because I'm probably going to try to just, like, do, like, some base coloring and save the details. Oh! Ravnos? Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, Ravnos. How are you doing? Thanks. Hello. Doing today. Thank you so much for the raid. How are you doing? You came just in time for me to start trying to paint Sir Didymus from the Labyrinth. So I was just mentioning, yeah, oh my gosh, that's so many details for such a tiny mini. Yes, I was just mentioning, so this is my third mini painting ever. So I'm not a pro by any means. I'm just kind of figuring this out. I have so far painted Ludo, and also Hoggle. Watching the movie has got me thinking all the wrong names, because they always call them all the wrong names in the movie. They're just like, Hogwarts. Like, they came up with the name Hogwarts before J.K. Rowling did. Pretty sure she stole it from Labyrinth. Oh, thank you for doing the shout out, Joy. Awesome. Oh, hello, the one tour. I'm very excited for this. Thank you. I hope it turns out well. And Ravnos, what were you playing? What were you playing before you came over here? I was saying, as much as I enjoy painting minis, I can imagine having to paint something that already exists. Yeah. Oh, and I was missing... Okay, so Albatross up here. They do. They're from Reaper's Painting Kits. We'll post link. Awesome. They come with instructions, some painting theory, etc., etc. So that probably makes it a lot easier if you have like a step-by-step, like paint by number for a mini. Yeah, I didn't realize they had that. That would have made it a lot easier. Oh well. Figuring it out as I go. Let's see. Thanks for the chat. Yeah. You're very welcome. Mind blown, yes. Played Under Falling Skies. Awesome. Why did my mouse is dying over here? I might have to just use this. Okay. I might try to plug this in real quick so it charges. I like having a mouse. Oh yeah, I'm sure it does help a lot. Well, I like doing things the hard way sometimes. But that's why I also stream myself doing it. So hopefully somebody helpful will come in here and let me know if I'm doing things just horribly wrong. So yeah, if anybody has any tips ever, I'm open to suggestions on how to do things better because I am still learning how to do these. And Under Falling Skies, that's awesome. I haven't actually played that one yet, but I've seen it played and it looks really cool. How did it go? Did you win? I'm going to try to charge my mouse real quick. Let me grab my charger for that if I can find it. I think this is it. That looks... Nah. Okay. I'll save it for later. I'm not going to try to dig for a charger for 10 minutes. Let's see. I'll just use my finger on the pad and have my arm awkwardly across the screen. It's cool. Oh, and even without the steps, the theory explanations are great. That is good to know. That probably would have been a great way to start. So anybody else who's starting out, you may want to check that out instead of being like me. I mean, this, so the kit I got, it did come, so I got like one of the army painter kits, and it did come with a book. And even like the game store next to us had these like available for you to take for free, and like they had the army painter, like a little display, and they had like these books there too that you could just take one for free. And it's got a lot of like tips and suggestions on how to do stuff in here. So I did read through this. I'm not like completely unprepared, only slightly. Oh, I did win both games. Awesome. I'm gonna try and do the campaign on stream in a couple of weeks. I didn't know they had a campaign. That's exciting. That is very awesome. Have to try to check that out. All right, so trying to figure out where to start on this puppy. And it is a puppy, literally. Sorry. Oh, goodness. I'm thinking maybe we'll start with like... I'm starting with Ambrosius here. So, Ambrosius is just like a mostly white dog with some little gray bits. But I'm going to start with like the dog part, not the horribly complex patchwork quilt on top of them yet. So, let me look and see what we got as far as whites go for dogs. Whites and grays. So now you get to see my thought process as I try to figure out what colors I should use. Hopefully that's not horribly boring for you. I have a lot of performance anxiety and all. Oh, if it were from the instructions and the... Oh, if it weren't from the instructions and the beginner friendliness of my kids, I probably never would have gotten into mini painting. So glad I did. I'm glad you did too. Like, I've seen the stuff you've been posting in our Discord, and it all looks amazing. And yeah, I totally understand that whole performance anxiety thing. So you would think, like, it's very odd for me to be, you know, live streaming myself doing this if I have any sort of performance anxiety at all. But, so I've been wanting to do, like, streams of myself doing some sort of arty thing for years. I finally worked myself up to being able to do that. But it took me, like, streaming with Drew for a while first, before I could even convince myself to do a solo stream of any sort of arty things. It's one way to conquer your anxiety. Exactly. And it definitely helps that at least when streaming... Like, even though, like, I'm chatting with y'all, and I know you can see me, like, I can't physically see a bunch of faces looking at me. That, like, I'm the sort of, like, artist that, like, I cannot paint anything if anybody's watching me. Or, like, paint, draw, etc. Like, if I feel eyes on me, like, I just freeze up and I'm like, can't do it. Nope. But you know, this way, even though it's a camera and I know y'all are there, like I can't feel the eyes over my shoulders, you know, like staring down at me. Yeah, that freezes me out. So like the thing about streaming that I was most paranoid about was just the fact that I know I can say crazy things. And I have a really bad habit of making things unintentionally sound like an innuendo at times. Totally on accident. So and I know that Drew notices when I do that sometimes. Like, a lot of times it doesn't get pointed out in chat, but every now and then, like, if I'm saying things and Drew, like, he'll give me this look, like, really? You just said that? You just did that? I'm like, oops. Some would argue that's why, because it's streaming. Yeah, so that, actually, that is the argument somebody had as to why I would be good at streaming, and that is what initially convinced me to start doing that, to start streaming. Because actually, I had Frank West as a mentor for board game design for a bit through the board game mentorship program, or the tabletop mentorship program, I mean. And he was one of my mentors, which, you know, amazing mentor to have, awesome person. And like the board game we're working on, it's kind of on the back burner at the moment, because I'm just enjoying the streaming part so much more than the board game design side of things. There's just so much work in that. It's still in process, but it's slow. But I had him as a mentor, and I had mentioned to him the fact that, like, I had considered streaming, but, you know, I was very hesitant about it, and I told him about, you know, my hesitancy being the fact that, like, I say crazy things. And, you know, I was hesitant to stream myself saying any of the crazy stuff that sometimes comes out of my mouth. And that was exactly his argument. He's just like, that sounds like you'd be an amazing streamer. I was like, oh, really? So really, Frank West, he is the one who convinced me to start streaming. And then, of course, I had to drag Drew in because I'm just like, I can't do the solo help. But now I'm doing it solo, at least a little bit. I'm easing my way into it a little more at a time. But thank you, the mentor. All right, so for doggy colors, ambrosious colors here. I'm thinking he's a pretty white dog, so we might go with some actual, like, white. Some white, and then maybe a bit of ash gray, maybe a little bit darker than the ash gray. But we'll start with some white for the dog. He's a pretty white dog, because like even like he's got more gray for the real dog version of him. But if you look at like the puppet dog version of him, he's very white. So yeah, like the puppet dog version of him is so funny looking. Oh, I need to make sure I shake these up good. I need to get some of those little shaker balls to put in these things. I was looking at them, and then I was seeing some people say, like, in the reviews for some of the ones I was looking at, that, like, they can rust, even if, like, they were saying no rust. And I don't want rust in my paints. So I gotta make sure I get, like, some legit ones. None of those rustable ones. So how is everybody doing today? How is your Wednesday going? We're halfway through the week. I need to use some, like, teeny tiny little brushes on this. But not like the teensiest of tiniest. Oh, I meant to ask, which paints are you using? I have only used one brand so far, but I'm looking to expand my horizons. No comment. No comment on how you're doing today? That good, huh? Or was it no comment on something else? So the sort of paints I'm using are the Army Painter. Because you're using the Reaper ones, right? Oh, for tiny detailing, I actually like using the e.l.f. eyeliner brushes. Interesting. I hadn't thought of that. I'll have to look into getting some of those. I did buy like a really teeny tiny brush at our game store. Like this one is like, it's zoomed in a lot, but it's pretty teeny tiny. So this one's probably going to be like some of my detailing brushes, but that is a genius idea. It's probably way cheaper than actually buying, you know, one of these brushes too. That is an amazing idea. Yep, they all came with the kits. Yeah, I was actually debating between the Reaper kit or the Army Painter kit. Um, I went with the Army Painter. I didn't really have a reason for why I went with the Army Painter over Reaper. I actually did have the Reaper kit in my my shopping cart on Amazon for quite a while. And then I changed my mind and went over to the Army Painter one. I think just because I found one that had more paint colors in it. Even though it didn't have, like, the instructions on how to paint anything in there. But I just really wanted to paint the Labyrinth figures. Like, I saw there was ones that came with, like, a little skeleton and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, the skeleton's cool, but I want to paint the Labyrinth figures. So, I just went with the Army Painter. And actually, there's a small little game store called Gamer's Gems. It's, like, right down the road from us. And when I went there, I actually found out, like, almost all they carry is the Army Painter. Like, they love the Army Painter over there. They had, like, a small, tiny little section of, what is it, Citadel? They had a teeny little section of that, but it was almost all Army Painter over there, which is convenient since that's what I've got so far. Okay, like a makeup brush. Yeah, really high quality, and they're stiff and meant for fine lining eyeliner. Yeah, that is the genius idea. I was watching a few YouTube videos, and I saw somebody else using a makeup brush, like a blush makeup brush to do the dry brushing with. Which is also, like, that's a really good idea. Like, because makeup brushes, I mean, they're brushes. Why not? I'm gonna have to look into getting some of those. I've got a ton of brushes. Most of them aren't teeny tiny though, but I've done a lot of, like, other kinds of paintings. I've done acrylic, oil, watercolor, so I've got, like, a huge assortment of brushes. But the teeny tiny ones, not as much. And so I do have a few fairly small-ish ones. So, like, I had taken some oil painting classes, like, before the pandemic hit. I was taking, well, it was, like, portrait drawing / oil painting classes, which were really fun. But I realized, like, oil painting isn't really my thing. I like watercolor a lot, but I love the look of oil painting. But trying to do it, like, oil paints just aren't my thing. But I have, like, a ton of brushes that I bought for that class. Like, I didn't necessarily need them for the class, but I go overboard in art supply stores. I'm just like, well, I want one of everything, you know? Like, just in case you need a brush in some other size. So I bought, like, so many brushes. And then, of course, my teacher was just kind of like, these aren't the best ones for oil painting. Like, well, I bought them, so I have them now. But they seem to, I'm using some of them for these. I used them on my last oil painting, and they work fairly well. The only problem is, like, they're the long-handled brushes. So it's really awkward using, like, this huge long-handled brush on a teeny tiny little minifigure. But I have them. Not all of my brushes I have are the long-handled ones, but a good chunk of the ones I have that I bought recently are, so they work. They're just a little awkward, and I may poke myself in the eye. Let's see. I think you did the right choice. You got great colors for Labyrinth. Thank you. Downside of the kits is you only get the colors they use for the 3 minis that come with it. Yeah. I got their second kit, and it only now... Oh, and I only now have a red paint. Oh. Interesting. Yeah, that was actually... So that is one of the reasons I didn't go with those kits, too. I remember now. Yeah, I was looking at that, because I want an assortment of colors, and I want to be able to, like, potentially mix colors and, like, create, you know, different things. So I can show you the kit I got. I'll go back over here real quick. So it's probably a lot more than any beginner needs to get. But this one is the one that I got. The mega paint set from Army Painter. I wouldn't necessarily recommend getting one this huge to start with, unless you're like me and you just like splurging on crafting and art supplies. That's a lot of colors. Yeah. I like having options. Just like I was telling you, I bought way too many brushes. Also way too many colors, probably. But I like having options. So, yeah. And the funny thing is like, for each of the paintings, like, I only use like a handful of colors, typically. This one I feel like is going to possibly use more. But yeah, there's a lot in that set. Yeah, for somebody who's not sure if this is the hobby for them, that's probably not the best set to start with. But luckily, I just knew. I had this feeling I was going to love it. And I do. So far, I'm really enjoying this. Like, I know some people say it's relaxing. Like, if it's an easy figure to paint, I find it to be relaxing. If it's a lot of small little details, not as relaxing. I find that a bit more anxiety-inducing. Like, but still fun. All right, so painting the dog. Painting the dog. Let's see. I might see if I have a smaller brush than some, like, not my teeny tiny brush. This one looks okay. So there, like, I've got, I'll just keep flopping back and forth, or I could put it over here probably. Yeah, so it zoomed in too much. Sorry, everybody. So yeah, these, not the best mini painting brushes. I would not recommend them for mini painting. I bought them for oil painting. Also, my teacher, who is amazing, he's like probably one of the best oil portrait painters out there. He also did not recommend these. But I also bought multiple packs of this. So this is one that has like some of the smaller tips on there. So I'll probably be using some of these. But I've got some with like filbert heads. These ones are the rounds. Like, there's so many brushes out there. And then I've got like a bunch of other ones that, like, I've got this case of brushes. Like, these are the ones I was using mostly in the class for oil painting. Those ones are mostly a lot bigger. A lot of flathead brushes in there. So yeah, I do have a lot of brushes. I'm not really lacking for too many brushes. And then I've got like a bunch of other just buckets of old brushes. Just, they're kind of all surrounding me at the moment. I like having a lot of options. All right, let me go back over here. I find it empties the mind, and it's almost like meditation in that sense. Yeah, especially when there's lots of details. You're really in the moment while painting. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, forehead sweat be happening. Exactly. I do understand where you're coming from there for, yeah, like there's definitely a whole other mindset for kind of creative work in general. It's like the creative brain turns on. You just kind of get in the zone doing your art thing. Let's see, how small do I want to go? Maybe this one. I might try out a few of these ones. This one might be too small. I feel like this one is smaller than the other one I was using earlier. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a relatively smaller one. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully not too awful. Alright, and hopefully I'm gonna keep this. I'll try to pay attention to where it is on the screen so I'm not like painting way off the screen. We'll see how I do with that. Alright, tried to make sure that, I line this up. Alright, I think we're okay. I might need to make adjustments, but I'll try to pay attention to it. Alright, so we're gonna make a white doggy for now. A white Ambrosius. Does anybody know what kind of dog Ambrosius is? I'm not good with dog breeds. If Joy is still in here, she's a dog person. She would probably know what kind of, I need to water that down a bit more. She would probably know what kind of dog Ambrosius is. I mean, obviously the puppet version is not you are. Do you know he's a bobtail? Is that an actual name of a dog breed? I've never heard of a bobtail. Is that it? I think. Yeah, Joy, do you know what kind of a dog breed? I can put it back on the, what kind of dog breed is that? Ambrosius. In non-puppet form. Is that a bobtail? Is that a dog breed? I am not a dog breed person. Like, I know more cat stuff than I know dog stuff. I might need a slightly bigger brush. We'll see. Are you looking up dog breeds? Like, I know you're more of, like, the bully breeds. But I feel like you know. I feel like you would know all the breeds, Joy. Do you know all the breeds? Do you know all the dog breeds? Is anybody else here a dog person? Are you a dog person, Albatross? Or are you more of a guinea pig person? He looks like some kind of a sheepdog. That makes sense. Yeah, sheepdogs always have like their fluff in their face, right? They're fluffy-faced. Fluffy-faced? Fluffy-faced. Dogs. I feel like I could have potentially gone with a bigger brush, but I'm just afraid that I'll get too much paint on places that I'm not trying to put it on. I go with the bigger one, just with how small of details on this little guy. Wait. Anything left in the bottle? Wait, no. There's nothing in this bottle. I kind of am. Now I am a guinea pig person, but I always had dogs growing up. I Googled it. It is indeed a bobtail. Interesting. I'd never heard of a bobtail before. I guess that explains, like, so do bobtails have a tail? Does he have a tail? Because he's got like a little bow over his butt. But is that a tail? Or is it just a little bob of a tail? Bobtail and old English sheepdogs are the same type of dog. There you go. You're both correct. Awesome. Learning things. Small details equals put on the glasses. No. Since I have contacts on, wearing the glasses on top of my contacts would not help. Since they both are the same prescription, magnifying my vision on top of magnifying my vision doesn't actually make it better. And the thing is, I'm actually nearsighted anyway. So I can actually see well up close. It's far away. I can't see things. I feel like I should get a slightly bigger brush. All right, I might get a slightly bigger brush. We'll see how this goes. Maybe I'll just switch back and forth. We'll see. Let's see. Bobtail nickname comes from how they had their tails docked. Learning so much. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting how, like, some dogs, they dock their tails. Like, is there a reason why they do that? I know that there's multiple dog breeds that do that tail docking thing. Like, I think it's like dachshunds or maybe something else. I don't know. I'm not a huge dog expert. I'm more of a cat expert than anything else. But yeah, is there a reason for why they would do that? It just always seems like, you know, that would be so painful to just have your tail chopped off. It's like cutting off part of your spine. That seems very painful. I always wondered why. What was the point of that? Why not just let them keep their tails? I like that this little mini has a little tongue sticking out, though. That's cute. Like, I've noticed, like, when you start painting minis, you start noticing a lot more tiny little details that you may not have noticed before. Like, both on the mini and just on the character itself, if there is an actual, like, reference to go with like how the character looks?
The simple, ugly truth is that no one can really help you.
This is very depressing. I don't know if you heard the audio that is coming through on the song right now.
But cannot truly understand.
This is like weird, depressing music going on right now. Saying no one can really help you. You know what? I'm gonna switch the song. You are being far too depressing for me right now, little song. Let's go somewhere else. Let's just fast forward a little bit. Hello, Time Roller. How are you doing today? Okay. Or parts of their ears. Oh. For some breeds, unlike my dogs, all natural. Nice. I didn't know that they clip parts of their ears too. Goodness gracious. It depends. The reason it happens in working dogs is to prevent injury, but quite honestly, I hate the practice. Fascinating. Injury to the dog or injury to other people who are going to get slapped by a dog's tail? I don't mind ear cropping as much because it's cartilage and can have health benefits, but the tails, it's got actual bone. Either way, I don't crop or dock. No, babes. Good. Good. I'm glad that you do not do that. Yeah, it's so interesting to me that people do that. Like, nobody really does that for a cat. But then again, I guess they don't have too many working cats. Cats have people working for them. Injury to the dog, but Gemma has a fierce tail. Yeah, that's why I was wondering if it was the dogs or the people, because I know some of those tails get a little crazy. I mean, even Apollo's, his tail goes all over the place and knocks things down all the time. Oh, and Lalbatros, how is the Lego typewriter going that you were posting in our Discord the other day? I saw that again, and it's so cool. Have you gotten any more done to it? Or is it still where it was the last time you posted that? Does anybody else have any other fun, like, projects that they're working on right now? Whether it be like an artsy, crafty sort of thing, or just something else you're working on. Doing some more tonight? Awesome. You will definitely have to post that once you've got that finished. That is really cool. Got like a cap fluff stuck to the side. I feel like I painted in a cat fluff somehow. I need to get like tweezers to get this cat fluff off of here. I don't have nails. I don't want to paint this cat fluff in. Okay, I might have to go run and grab some tweezers to get this cat fluff off of here because now it's bugging me and I don't want to paint it in. And my nails are not grabbing it. So, don't go anywhere. I will be right back. I'm just going to grab some tweezers so I can pull cat fluff off of my knee. Alright, I'm back. Have to try to keep the animals out of the room because they desperately want to be in here. The problem is that I know they will also desperately want to be in all the paint, causing more fluff. And also, for some reason, the cats really like chewing on my brushes. So, unfortunately, no cats this stream. Because they want to chew on my brushes and mess with my paint. Let's see. Ooh. Falling behind on chat. Here we go. I want to do a puzzle I have. It's wooden. Ooh, I've seen those wooden puzzles. Is it one of the ones that has like pieces? I gotta find the fluff again. There it is. Is it one of those ones that has like... There's like a couple fluffs on this thing. Painting into it. You can hear. Pieces that are shaped like... There we go. Alright, fluffs are off. We're good. Pieces that are shaped like people or animals or objects or something. Because I've seen some wooden ones that have like these shaped pieces to them, which are really cool. You don't know where you'd put it? You have to know where you'd put it? You put it together and then take it apart. I've never taken apart a puzzle after I've put it together, but I do know some people who do. I'm sure you could find a place. Oh. So the typewriter comes in 11 main steps. Trying to do one step every day. Oh, cool. So what step are you currently on out of the 11? Oh, Timrel says, I received Roll Camera, the filmmaking board game, UPS just now. I saw someone at a tavern playing it and ordered it. Yes, I was watching that stream too. That one looked like a lot of fun. That's awesome. I'm glad you ordered it. Yeah, that looks like a really fun one. I haven't ordered it, but even just like the box it came in was awesome. How it looks like one of those little clappers, those movie clappers. Definitely some good design to that one. That one looks like a super cool game. And it was really fun watching them play it on stream. I'm glad you got that one. Let's see. Yeah, that game did look so fun. Yeah, are there any other games that you all are looking forward to playing anytime soon? You know, we've got like so many games on our shelf of opportunity, as I like to call it, instead of the shelf of shame. So pretty much every single game on there I'm looking forward to playing. I'm hoping, I keep hoping we can get through all of the games on there, but then we keep buying more and adding to it. Like, unfortunately, we buy them at a quicker rate than we play them, which doesn't really help anything. It doesn't help us get through all of our games. We need to stop buying games, but then, like, the problem is when I see a game go on sale, I'm like, oh, well, hard to pass that up. So, let's see. Yeah, that's the one I got. Awesome. Tonight will be step 5, starting on the back/underside, I believe. That's cool. So you're almost halfway there. Julia and I are really into Splendor, Seven Wonders Duel, and Nidavellir these days. Awesome. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that one right. Nidavellir, I haven't tried that one yet. The other one's very good. I've been wanting to try that Nidavellir. Isn't that one on BGA? I think it is, if I remember correctly. I might try to start it up on there because we do not own that one. Just to try it out. I love, like, they have been putting so many new games on BGA lately. I need to go on there and just start, like, playing some of them. You know, some of that try it before you buy it stuff. Especially since we already own so many games. And sorry if I'm getting off stream again. I have no idea how to say the word. Yeah, I don't know how to say most things. And I'm very good at mispronouncing things. So I just kind of, you know, lean into it. And it is what it is. Fairly complex, but also good. Yeah, also very fun to Red Rising. Good. I've heard mixed reviews on Red Rising, but I am reading through the book series right now. Just because I really want to, you know, understand the whole Red Rising universe before playing the game. So I am on the 3rd book of the series right now. I tend to do that, like, for movies or anything. If there's ever a movie coming out that is based off a book, I'll read the book first so I can be extremely disappointed in the movie. Hopefully that's not going to be the case for Red Rising. This is the first time I'd ever say that I have read a book before playing a board game. Or a book series, for that matter. So I'm hoping that it will just help enhance the board game, having read these and knowing, like, who the characters are and how the storyline goes and everything. I'm hoping. So yeah, card games. Oh, yeah. Um, yeah, card games are good. I like card games. Um, yeah, so I'm really hoping. Have you read the Red Rising books before playing Red Rising? Or did you just dive straight into the board game? Which I feel like probably most people just dive straight into the board game without having read it. Like, I honestly had never even heard of the books before the board game. And then when I saw J.B. Stegmaier kind of posting about Red Rising and how it was based off of like one of his favorite book series, I'm like, okay, well, I gotta read this. Oh, I didn't even know it was based on a book. Oh, you didn't know it before playing the game? Yes. It's based off of a whole book series. Which is actually really good, by the way. At least so far. I am into the third book of the series. So apparently, like, it's like a 3-book series, and then there is like a prequel series that is going to be 3 books, but there's only 2 books out right now, if I remember correctly. So I am on book 3 of the original 3-book series at the moment. And it's actually really good. I enjoy it. But then again, I really enjoy like dystopian sort of books. And it's kind of like a sci-fi dystopian sort of series. So I really like it. You saw Defoob and Colorfly play and knew right there and then you would love it. Awesome. Yeah, I don't really know too much about the gameplay for that one. I'm gonna have to look into that more. Those of you who do paint minifigures, like for something like this. Sorry, totally. I'm so sorry if I'm throwing this off camera. So something like this, like, do you paint the underside of this dog? It's really hard to paint. And I realized, like, some minis you can actually, like, take them off the base, which I'm sure would probably make it a lot easier to be able to paint. I'm painting it as good as I can, but I feel like it doesn't really matter as much if the underside isn't as fully painted, because who is going to be looking at this dog belly? Probably nobody, but you know what? I'm going to just try to paint it the best I can, just because I want to. Due to your work, you don't really read anymore. Otherwise, you totally read the series. Why would your work make you not want to read? Painting the underside is such pain. Yes, 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 yes. Do you have to read a lot for work? Is that why you don't want to read outside of work? Or is your work like, no, reading is bad. Don't read ever. If so, that sounds like an awful place to work. Yeah, but I would totally understand if, like, you have to read a lot for your work. Because I actually, you're a translator, basically read 8 hours a day. Okay, awesome. What do you translate? Now I'm curious. Do you know different languages? That's pretty cool. So, yeah, so I totally understand that. That's actually what got me out of doing a lot of art for fun, is because I used to work for a company called ETS, which they are the ones who make educational testing, which everybody hates. But I worked in their art department. And I was one of the few people who was allowed to do like the illustrations for the reading portion of tests. So I did a lot of, just little illustrations all day long as my job. Which no one was ever allowed to see because it's all top secret, because standardized testing, all top secret, So I did all this artwork that no one ever is allowed to see. But then by the time I got home, I had just been doing art all day long for my job, 8 hours of art for my job. By the time I got home, I'm like, no, I don't feel like doing more art for myself. So that kind of got me out of doing art as a hobby for quite a while when I had that job. That is definitely like the downfall of doing something you love as a job. It makes it harder to do it just for fun, because you kind of get tired of doing it. So that's why I kind of just only do mostly just graphic design now, because at least, even though it's still creative, it at least is a little bit different than illustration or painting or anything. So I can still kind of do those for fun. And it works a little bit of a different creative muscle than actual just graphic design work does. So I can still do both during the day and not get burnt out. Translating for the government, English to French specifically. Oh, that's really cool. I'm specialized in technical stuff, computer science, aeronautics, and a bit of more general mechanics regarding Army vehicles and vessels. That is super cool. It's quite complex, so my brain is pretty fried by the end of the day. Yeah, that sounds very complex, but also really amazing. I'm glad you could still find the energy motivation to paint. Yes, yeah. Like, it definitely kind of comes and goes. There's some times where, I'm much more motivated to paint something than others. But I feel like the mini paintings kind of help, because the problem that I have with a lot of my art stuff is I get a lot of, like, artist block trying to come up with my own things to paint sometimes. Like, a lot of what I've done before is just a lot of, like, just kind of fan art sort of stuff, painting a lot of, like, my favorite characters from things and whatnot. Very detailed going around this little nose. Like, that's one of the reasons I really want to start trying to do these mini paintings, because, I feel like you can't really have as much of an art block on a mini painting, especially if it's based off a character. You just kind of figure out how to make it look like that character and just dive in. And it also helps, like, that you don't have to have decent drawing skills to do a mini painting. Like, with other paintings, it helps to be able to draw. Kind of the base for a painting. And I do enjoy drawing, but I also tend to kind of give myself analysis paralysis on starting anything a lot of times. And I'll sit there and just kind of overanalyze anything, and then I just never get started on it. But then when I actually do get started on something, I love the process of doing it. But this one, at least, like, okay, I've got the mini here. I know what it's supposed to look like. Just dive in. So this is actually, I'm really enjoying this a lot. Helps get my creative side going, but without as much analysis paralysis involved. And no art block. Let's see. Love it, yes. Learning a lot. I spent 10 years translating computer science stuff and have only switched to aeronautics/mechanics in late 2019. That is awesome. That's good. I mean, it's great to be learning all the time. Gotta keep the brain sharp. You don't want to turn it into mush. And that definitely sounds like a lot to learn. But that is super cool. You're awful at drawing. It's a skill that, it definitely takes practice. It definitely takes a lot of practice. And I would say that, like, I am better at drawing so long as I have a reference to go off of. And I've taken a lot of art classes, and that's one of the things that, they always recommend in a lot of art classes is to, draw what you see, draw using a reference. And it doesn't, like, you can use photo references. A lot of art classes, will have you using, like, actual real life, like either still lifes or bring in a live model. Just because drawing from life is a little different than drawing from a photo. Doggy's looking pretty cute so far. Looking like a little white fluff. So yeah, and definitely drawing from life kind of helps a lot more in just kind of learning how to draw just like a three-dimensional form instead of like a photo is just like a flat two-dimensional depiction of a three-dimensional form, whereas drawing from life, you know, you're actually looking at something in 3 dimensions and having to figure out, like, okay, how do I draw this? Yeah, it's fun to actually start to understand how planes manage to fly. It was a mystery to me before. That, yeah, that is a mystery to me too. Like, that is one thing, like, I'm sure that if you were to try to explain any of it to me, like, a lot of it would fly right over my head. Um, but yeah, that's one of those things that, like, anytime I'm in a plane, I'm always just like, how do they get this thing off the ground? This thing weighs a ton. Like, I'm always just kind of like, it's a little bizarre that they can get something that weighs so much and it's filled with tons of people who are making it weigh even more and all their luggage, which weighs even more, to even manage to fly and be practically weightless in the air, you know? Yeah, like the technology involved and the fact that, you know, anybody even figured out the technology to do that is amazing. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you think it's looking adorable. I mean, so far all we got is a fluffy white puppy. But, I mean, that's the best part, right? Fluffy white puppy. Just trying to go in and do a few, like, kind of building up, like, lighter layers of paint. Doing a few little coats on him. Kind of building up his little white fluffiness, and then going over all the little spots I missed. But, like, this is really, I'm really enjoying the mini painting because, like, these gray miniatures, they're so boring. So even if you're not good at painting a miniature, so long as you've got like some of the basics down to be able to just slap a few colors on it, it still looks better than just a plain gray miniature. At least in my opinion. Like, even if you just like prime it and slap a wash or something on top, it looks better than just a plain gray miniature. It's all about physics, yeah. The inventors of the plane were wicked smart for sure, yeah. Physics was always my favorite science. Out of all the science classes I had to take, physics was my favorite. I actually, when trying to debate, you know, what to do in life, I was kind of torn between going the more creative art route or trying to study more of physics and trying to be some sort of a physics genius, a physicist. I decided I would have more fun going the creative route than the physics route, but I have always had an appreciation for physics. Oh, it was the one you were the worst at, and it's the one you're having to deal with now, huh? My worst one was always chemistry. I could never memorize all of that periodic table element stuff. I mean, I find all science fascinating. I love science. But yeah, some of those are definitely a lot harder than others. Chemistry ruined you? Yeah. Yeah, chemistry was definitely not my strong suit. I was very lucky in the fact that in my chemistry class in high school, pretty much my partner in that class was also the smartest girl in the whole school. She was, you know, the what is it, summa cum laude valedictorian, highest GPA of everybody in the graduating class. She was the smartest kid in school. So, of course, you know, she was really good in that class. She was good in every class. She was insane. But in the best sort of way, like insane smart. And she just so happened to be my partner in chemistry. So, of course, like, I just kind of relied on anything she said. I'm just kind of like, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, let's go with that. Oh, you were good at chemistry? Yeah, I wanted to become a biologist. Ooh, but I was so bad at physics, couldn't get my degree, so I switched and went into translation on a whim. Fascinating. Oh, so in order to get a physics degree, do you have to do all of the sciences? You can't just... or to do a chemistry degree, I guess. You have to do all the sciences for that. That's kind of frustrating. I mean, I guess it makes sense that they would want you to be good at all science things if you're getting a science degree, but yeah, that. I also really enjoyed like astronomy, which I guess astronomy goes kind of hand in hand with physics as well, like the whole like astrophysics and all that. But I did take an astronomy class in college. I did really well in that one too, and I enjoyed that one. But I did it just, you know, kind of for fun and kind of because I needed a science class. So I'm like, astronomy sounds cool. We'll check that out. I tried doing geology first. The very first day, I'm like, nope, not my thing. Drop that one right away. I can't get into it. Like, it was too close to, I guess, the chemistry side of things. You know, all the different rocks and minerals and trying to remember what does what. I'm like, no. This is not for me. Rocks are cool to look at, but I don't want to have to remember all these things. So I switched over to astronomy. Love that way more. And even my astronomy professor that I had, I apparently did so well that he pulled me aside, like, after I took my final exam and told me, like, if I ever wanted to go to any college to study astronomy, he would give me, like, a glowing recommendation for any place. And I'm just kind of like, oh, cool. That's not really my plan. But good to know. I'm glad you think I'm good enough at this that, you know, you would recommend that I could go somewhere and study this, like, professionally. Thank you. I don't know why I always do this. So I always make, well, I don't always make, but anytime I do make an iced chai latte and put it off to the side, I always forget I have made this. And then all the ice starts melting and then it gets very watered down. So yeah, I do have like a little iced chai latte I did make at the start of the stream, which all the ice has melted, so now it's nice watered down iced chai latte. Still good though. I feel like it was kind of a strong chai latte to begin with, so it's okay that it's a little watered down. Let's see, where I grew up, education, it's split a different way. No college, no junior high school and all that. We have a thing called, I'm going to probably butcher that, CGEP. That prepares you to university. I went into the sciences curriculum at first, that you have to do to become a biologist. But alas, or thankfully, I couldn't do it all. Interesting. That's interesting. So is that just like a Canada thing? Or is that just like your area of Canada that does that? That is fascinating. I never realized that different areas had different kind of ways of doing school like that. Kind of cool. So, if it's preparing you for university, okay. So, like, instead of, so if you don't have junior high school, so is it just, do you have high school? Or is just kind of everything combined? And do you, like, pick a major? Like, from when you're younger to start, like, focusing on? Is that how that works? Oh, it's a Quebec thing. The rest of Canada has similar education to the U.S. That's fascinating. Huh, that's pretty cool. And yeah, I do love me an iced chai latte. Or a hot chai latte. Chai lattes are one of my go-to drinks if it's not pumpkin spice season. Which, technically right now, the pumpkin spice is coming out, but I'm not ready for it yet. It needs to cool down before I can drink it. I'm excited for the first cold front to come through. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the white fluff on him so far. Trying to think of what I want to go to next. Kind of thinking, like, I want to maybe just put like a base color down for this cloth that goes on the dog's back. But is there a color that I can use for a base color when it's a patchwork quilt? like, because it's kind of got a white border to it, but the problem is like it's got all these different colors. So I'm gonna look at some of my little screenshots and see if I've got any others that also show it a bit better. Yeah, this was the hardest part to find, with the colors in, because it's got kind of a white-ish border around it, but there's so many different colors. There's the greens, the reds, the yellows. Oh, this is definitely the hardest part. I feel like there's a lot of kind of a yellowy, kind of like a light yellow surrounding a lot of it. So maybe I could just put down like a base of light yellow and then kind of detail some of the other colors over top of that. I think that might be how I do it. Because I feel like it's going to be easier to go start with like lighter and then put some of those other colors on top of that. So maybe I'm going to start with like a light yellow just for the whole thing, and then just kind of detail the other patchworkiness on top of that. I think that's what I'm going to do. What did I miss? You have high schools, but there aren't any really minors or majors. Interesting. I always thought it makes sense, but now I understand the educational system is, in the rest of the world, Quebec is special. That's interesting. That's also what you would do. Okay, good. I'm glad you're on board with that. Let's see what I've got as far as like these light yellowy color. This one might. So I've got one in here called Skeleton Bone, which is definitely a very light yellow. Meant to be like skeleton bone colored. That's kind of. Kind of the shade. It might be a little more yellowy than that, but I feel like that's a pretty close shade. I might start with that. Let me see. Maybe we've got. Get them out of the thing. I need to eventually get like a better holder for my paints, because all I did was like pull them out of the box and they're just kind of lying over here. I need like a display stand for them or something. Desert yellow. That one might be a little too brownish. I think I'm feeling the skeleton bone a bit more. And maybe with like a touch of another yellow. Maybe. Let's see. We've got either moon dust or daimonic yellow. That sounds. They've got some interesting names. Let's see. Moon dust is definitely a lot more yellow. This daimonic yellow. Those might be too yellowy. I think I might just go with skeleton bone for right now. We'll start with this. We'll see what it actually looks like on there. Sometimes it's hard to tell when it's just in the little paint pot what it will actually look like on the figure. So start with this, see if maybe I need to add a touch of anything else to it. We'll see how this works. Let's see. Drop it on there. A bit of like dried paint on the top. There we go. There we go. That should be good. Alrighty. See. Okay, yeah, we're gonna try that. And I'm gonna try, is this the brush I want? Or this brush? We'll try the bigger brush. We'll see how that works. Oh, and I just realized, I was using my mouse. My mouse is suddenly working again. I don't know why it wasn't working before. It's probably just on the verge of dying. Alright, let's put a little bit of the skeleton bone Such fun names. Alright. Alright. Let's see how this works. Oh, and then he's got like this little clothy bit that covers his little bum area as well. I need to figure out what color that's supposed to be. I did take a few screenshots of him from behind. Not sure if that's that same color. Let me see if I need to... This is why I took so many screenshots. This is why I had to watch the entire movie last night. Okay, try to find some of the screenshots I took of his bum. Now I got some in here. Okay, I see... Oh, okay. Oh, so I need to put a little bit of... Oh, he's got a bit of a gray button. Okay. I think it's okay, but it's still kind of gray. Okay, so this is actually like a red ribbon. Oh, that's bordered in the yellow color. With another red ribbon on top. And then that's a little bit of his little dog butt showing through. Okay, okay, okay. This is why it's beneficial to have reference photos. So you can know what you're painting. Alrighty, let's see here. I appreciate all of y'all hanging out with me while I'm painting today. I feel like that's kind of the color. It's kind of edging. Edging his little drop cloth. I don't know. Does this cloth that goes over a dog when you ride it have a name? I don't know that there is officially a cloth that does typically go over a dog when a puppet is riding it. Do horses have cloths that go over them when you're riding them? Do knights typically have a cloth over their horse? Now I'm trying to remember. Trying to ever see a knight ride a horse. I know I've seen it at like Renaissance fairs and whatnot. Seen little knight riding things. If any of y'all ever been to a Renaissance fair, do they have those in other places? I know that they have them in Texas. Little like Ren fairs. I'm not sure if that's just like a Texas thing, or is that like an everywhere thing? Does everywhere have their own Renaissance festivals? I've gone to one. I think just once. Maybe twice. I don't remember. I know I've been at least one time. They're pretty fun. And I keep not looking to make sure that I'm painting on the camera. Just yell at me if I am ever like painting like this or like this. And kids, just tell me like, stop. Paint on the camera. I'm trying to make sure that's what I'm doing. But then I realize every now and then that I'm not really looking at what it looks like on the camera. So there's what appears to be like a little strap hanging down. I feel like that might be like the reins that Sir Didymus here is holding on to. What color are these reins? Now I need to go through and look and try to see if these are different colors. Okay. Tiny little piece between rain. Maybe I'll just paint the rain this color for right now, then I'll go over it with another color. It's because I feel like that's going to be a little easier. I mean, I watered it down a lot anyway. Does anybody have any fun plans for this weekend at all? I think if we have anything going on this weekend. can't really think of much going on this weekend, which is nice. I feel like this is, one of those few weekends where we don't have a lot going on, which means we'll probably get some board game playing in. Probably. That's usually what happens when we don't have a lot of plans. We finally get some board game playing in. And some not on stream board game play. I like to try things out before we stream them. Just to make sure we like the game first, typically. I mean, occasionally there's a few exceptions and we'll try it out for the first time on stream, but for the most part, I like to try them out before we're streaming. And can y'all hear, like, the weird ambient music going on right now? Definitely kind of creepy. But I'm kind of digging it. Hoping to get some stuff on the walls. Ooh, we haven't really gotten to that since we moved this weekend. And Julie got a nice long chair that we have to build. Cool. Other than that, Lego and board games. Nice. Sounds like good weekend plans. So get some stuff on the walls. Oh, yeah, because you just moved in. So are you, like, painting the walls at all? Hopefully you got a house that's already decent colored so you don't need to, like, paint the walls. Or is it mostly, like, artwork going up on the walls? I don't know. I got a little tiny spot of paint where I don't want it. I mean, I could probably just paint right over it, but I like to try to take it off if I accidentally get it on where I don't want it. Yeah, it took us forever to get any like art or anything on our walls after we moved in. I feel like you are way faster at doing anything in your house than we were when we moved into our house. Because the problem is, like, I've got a lot of art stuff. Like, some of it is stuff that I've made myself, and some of it is, like, art stuff I bought from other people. But I don't typically like to display my own art for some reason. I don't know why. I finally, like within the last couple years, got around to displaying a couple of my paintings. They're sitting on the mantle now. But I just always have a hard time, like, and then I also do have another painting in the hallway. That's a more abstract one that I did. That's out there. But I always have a hard time, like, wanting to display my own artwork for whatever reason. I don't know why. And then the artwork that I have purchased, it's always a little more on the bizarre side. So most of it's just in my office. Because I don't want people judging us too quickly when they walk into our house. Like, if anybody walks into my office, they're just like, you're a freak. Because a lot of it is, like, I've got a giant painting of Beetlejuice next to my computer. And then there's just lots of weird, kind of bizarro art all over my office. You can't see most of it on stream. But yeah, it's everywhere. Yeah, we want to do an accent wall in the dining room, but we aren't set on a color yet. And the picture frame's nice. We are oddly quick this time around. Usually there would still be boxes everywhere. You want to watch Beetlejuice? You should watch Beetlejuice. The movie or the cartoon? Both of them were fun. I'm always a fan of Beetlejuice because, I mean, I love the Lydia character in it. And also the fact that it's another Tim Burton movie. So those things combined make me love it. And the sandworms are awesome. I love the sandworms. We have a giant inflatable sandworm that we purchased. I think it was 2 Halloweens ago, or was it last year? I can't remember. A year or 2 ago. I think it was 2 Halloweens ago. But yeah, we got a giant inflatable sandworm, and this thing is like huge. That goes in front of our house for Halloween, and it moves too. It's animated, which is awesome. All of them, yes. The Exorcist line never fails to make me laugh. Yeah, it's such an interesting movie. I feel like I need to rewatch it. It's been a while since I watched the movie. But like I feel like there were so many like things that I remember from the last time I watched it. Like I watched it once, like when I was really young, and then I watched it again. I don't know. It's been a while, but I feel like it was, maybe, I don't know, probably like 10 years ago. Time in my mind always seems like it's shorter than it actually is. Like I want to say it was like 5 years ago, but it was probably like 10 years ago. I don't know. But I just remember like watching it again after having not seen it since I was a kid and being like, wow, Beetlejuice is kind of dirty. He's a dirty old man. It's just like things I remember that I'm just like, wow, I watched this as a kid. This isn't a kid movie. I feel like this is a good start for the super complicated throw rug on the dog. Okay, even though I'm going to gray it out, I'm going to put a little white spot where his butt is, just because his butt shows through right there. I missed one of the little spots for his butt. I feel like Beetlejuice is also a good movie to watch around Halloween time. Whoops. It's like throw my paintbrushes. So do y'all have a favorite movie to watch, like a favorite scary movie to watch around Halloween? Because that season is pretty much here. I'm gonna say it's here. I mean, yeah, sure, it's not October yet, but we're almost halfway to October. It's, if you can start celebrating Christmas as soon as Halloween's over, you can start celebrating Halloween now. 'Cause I feel like that's what happens. Like as soon as Halloween's over, yeah, there's Thanksgiving, but it's pretty much Christmas time as soon as Halloween's over. Let's see. Let's get just a little bit of this. So I enjoy scary movies. I don't watch as many of them anymore. Just because I don't like to watch them by myself, and Drew does not like to watch movies. But like, I think it was Hulu put out like a bunch of like little mini scary movies for like Halloween or something. They're all like 5 minutes each. 5 minutes a piece. So I got him to watch those because, like, come on, it's 5 minutes. We can watch a 5-minute movie. So I got to watch those, and those are kind of bizarro. There we go. We got the little white strip of his booty now. Sorry if I keep holding that up too high. So maybe I'll go with the little ribbon and stuff on his butt next. An absolute scary cat. Also borderline obsessed with scary movies. What are you, like, your favorite scary movies or your favorite one? Yeah, I enjoy scary movies. I've always been fascinated by just like special effects, and I feel like a lot of scary movies have some of the best special effects out of all the movies. I mean, I don't watch as many anymore because I feel like a lot of them have started becoming very repetitive. But I appreciate some good originality in some of those scary movies. All right. What color is this dog butt ribbon? It's a red. It's a pretty bright red. Let's see. Maybe this pure red color? Let's see. We can either do... We've got pure red, dragon red, or glistening blood. I'm feeling like maybe this pure red color. So I've got like a screenshot on here. It's not a very good screenshot. Why I'm not putting it on stream because it's like super blurry, but it's like fling things. I'm good at flinging everything right now. Yeah, I'm just looking through some of the screenshots I took. Like they're blurry, but they're enough that I can at least kind of figure out a color from it to be able to use. I feel like maybe the pure red. Like the dragon red looks a little... Let me see. So these are... Got so many things around me. Okay, so there's this dragon red, which needs to be mixed up. Like it is... let's see. I do not like to watch scary movies by myself. Yeah, I will watch some, but not like ones with a heavy demonic tone. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I can't watch scary movies by myself very easily. So that's why I don't watch as many anymore. I need somebody to watch them with me. I thoroughly enjoy slashers, because let's face it, not really scary. Like The Conjuring. I haven't seen The Conjuring yet. I feel like that's one that I've heard some good stuff about, but I haven't seen it yet. All right, I'm shaking these up, debating which red to go with for little dog butt ribbon, because I feel like it's kind of the same red that's on Sir Didymus's jacket as well, like those red stripes he's got. Let's see. Let me go to maybe this one. See, because like that other photo, it's harder to tell, but it's a bit more of a brighter red color, not really as dark. Let's sit here shaking up all my reds. I'm trying to debate which one. I'm feeling more of that pure red, but I just wanted to see what these ones look like when I shake them up. I think, let me look through some of my other photos. It seems to be a pretty similar red shade to what's on, yeah, what's on Sir Diddy there. Yeah, they're a pretty like kind of true red color. You consume horror movies at a fast pace, probably around 10 a week. That's a lot of horror movies. I'm subscribed to Shudder. Oh, is that like a horror streaming service? Sorry, I'm sitting here shaking paints. Okay. All right, so these are, see, got quite a bit of reds to choose from. I didn't even know that was a thing. So I'm wondering, oh, okay, this glistening blood says it's an effects paint. So I have a feeling this one's going to be a bit shiny. I just noticed that, yeah, see at the bottom it says effects. So I have this feeling if I use this, it's probably got like a bit of a glossy sheen to it. So I may not want to use glistening blood. Even though I like the color of that red, I don't really want to add a shiny blood look onto the red spots necessarily. So I may save that one for, you know, if I'm ever painting something that needs some glistening blood. Or it actually might work well for the dog's tongue. If it's got like a shiny sheen to it, you know, like make it look a little more slobbery maybe. Oh goodness. So I'm thinking, let's see, between pure red or dragon red, or maybe even a little bit of both. I could kind of mix the two together. Because dragon red definitely is a little bit darker. Whereas that pure red is a little more vibrant. But I feel like in some of these it does look pretty vibrant, so maybe I'll start trying to go with this pure red color. I can always, because the thing is like when you put the wash on there, it darkens it up anyway. So maybe I'll go with the lighter because it might get darker with the wash. Sorry, I really like just shaking paint. Although I really need to add the balls to these, so at least it makes fun noises and goes clinky, clinky, clinky. Somehow cat hair just gets in everything. Like I made this little wet palette over here. It's already got cat hair in here. I don't know how cat hair just... When you have a cat, or a dog I'm sure, too. Like, we have a dog too. So some of these could be dog hairs. I don't know. When you have any fuzzy animal, it's the hair everywhere. And especially when you have like 4 fuzzy animals. That's the best part of painting. The clinky, clinky, clinky. Yes, exactly. Like I feel like that's my favorite part. Like even though I don't use nail polish a lot, like whenever I do, that's like my favorite part is like shaking the little nail polish containers and go clinky. And also like spray paint cans. So like I have spray paint versions of like the primer and the varnish that I use on top of these. And yeah, it's in the spray paint can, so I just sit there and shake it up, and you can hear the little thing in the shaking can going shaking around in there. Let's see. This one's gonna use a smaller brush. I think he might work. Yep, and stream elements, reminding everybody that it is Septempurr. Haven't mentioned it on stream today, so I'll mention it. Pretty sure all of y'all hanging out with us already know. But just in case any of you don't, every single sub or bit we are earning this month is getting donated to the Animal Defense League of Texas, which they added their logo this time. But yeah, so giving back to the animals this month. And that's why we are also streaming all cat games. This is the only non-cat thing. But it's a dog. So doggies work for the Animal Defense League too. I mean, my next paintings probably won't be an animal. They'll probably be a people. But... oh well. That's the only thing non-catty this month. Sometimes when I sit with my legs crossed, my foot starts falling asleep. My foot's starting to fall asleep there. Alright, so we'll do a little red bow on his butt. Hello, Teasel! How are you doing today? Oh, need a little more water. So the name Teasel, it always reminds me, isn't there like a Pokemon named Teasel? Am I just making that up? There's so many Pokemon out there. That's what I always think of whenever I see the name Teasel. I always think of Pokemon. Am I making things up? Things are fine. I'm glad things are fine. I feel like there's a Pokemon that at least has a name close to that. I like to use the name of villains from video games. Oh, is that a villain from a video game? I'm guessing not a Pokemon then. I swear there's a Pokemon out there that's at least really close to the name Teasel. It's a villain of the Mega Man Legends. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't really know those villains, but now I have learned. Thank you. That's cool. I'll still picture you as a Pokemon, though. Hopefully that's okay. Just because I like Pokemon. I mean, villains are cool too, though. Yeah, I don't play like a ton of video games as much as I used to anymore. But I have recently been playing a lot of what is it? The Pokemon. I can't think of the name of it at the moment. I think this is all ribbon. What is the Pokemon fighting game that's out right now? Pokemon something. Joy, what's the name of that? Joy's been playing. Is it like Pokemon something? They're all called Pokemon something, right? And I've played multiple Pokemon things. They're all Pokemon something. I've never actually played Mega Man at all. Uh, uh, Unfortunately, it will not allow you to post a link in here, but you can share it to one of the mods. So either the Quats, which is Drew, or Bree Joy. If you whisper them the link, they can post it in here. Or you can also share it in our Discord if you're on our Discord. I'm not sure if you're on our Discord. But yeah, we've got links turned off at the moment. Just because of all the bots that like to try to come in and do stuff. So, but yeah, you can share it with them and they can share it in the chat. But yes, I would like to see what your character that you are named after looks like. I'm sure it's probably nothing like a Pokemon. Mods, I summon thee. Yes. Mods. Drew. Joy. I feel like I need to paint more of this little bug, but if they're not responding at the moment, I know they're kind of working and lurking at the moment too. If you whisper it to me, I can do it as well. I try to let them do their job. The job that they don't get paid for. While I'm painting, but if they're not paying attention at the moment, you can whisper it to me and I can try to drop it in there as well. Yeah. Even though Drew's just literally in the other room. It's kind of lurking. Oh wait, okay. Joy, Drew, are you there? Sorry. Are you in our Discord, Teasel? You can always post it into our Discord as well. If you're not in our Discord and you would like to join, if you put !Discord in the chat, it'll bring up the link for that. If you would like to join and aren't already there. For those moments when the mods are just being slow because they're working. Like, how rude of them to pay attention to a job instead of the stream. Go figure. Go figure that they would be paying attention to we're paying them to do something versus somebody who's not paying them to do anything. Should you join? Oh, you're not in the Discord. Well, if you are on Discord, yes, you should totally join. We would love to have you in our Discord. Here, let's see. I can post. Oh no! There you go. There is the link if you would like to join our Discord. You can post any links in there. Mods aren't here. I can be naughty. No. Oh, my mods are failing me. Yeah, I mean, they're technically here. They're just working. Go figure. But yeah, you should totally join our Discord. You should totally post links in there. I don't typically notice if people are posting things in there while I'm streaming because I do go into streamer mode on Discord when I am streaming. But if you let me know that something's been posted in there, I can look at it. And like when you're in streamer mode on Discord, like you don't get notifications. So I can go and look at things, but I won't get a notification if anything's been posted in there. not hating how this is turning out so far. There's still a lot of details to this thing that I haven't gotten to. But I'm not hating it. Okay, I'm just now seeing like some of the stuff that's been posted. Are you Gran in the Discord? I just saw somebody join named Gran. I just looked over there for a second. Do I want to use a smaller brush for this little detail? I might. Use my itty bitty brush. Yeah, I'm just now seeing that apparently there's been things posted in there this whole stream. Which I'm gonna need to look and get some closer looks at some of these things that have been posted in there. Yeah, so anybody who is not in our Discord already, yeah, people post in there during our stream. We've got like a live stream channel, which will post kind of what we're doing on there, but it's also kind of available for people to be able to post links while we're streaming, or just kind of have a secret side combo that we'll get to. Hey, look, I see hair. Oh, is my hair hanging in there? Oh, the Quats, you're finally back. Okay, so Tizo is trying to send you something, trying to send you a link for you to post in chat. But now I think that they may just be trying to do it in our Discord. Was my hair getting in the frame? I'm not necessarily looking at the camera, so things are a little crazy on camera. It's hard for me to focus on the camera the whole time while I'm trying to paint like small little details. Hopefully it's focusing okay. I feel like it's, for some reason, it looks like it's focused well on my hands, but like, he looks almost out of focus. Which I don't know how that could be the case when he's at like the same level as my hands. I think it's just that he's so tiny. I joined. Where I jumped the book. You can post it either in general or in our live streaming channel. Because live streaming channel is kind of just like whenever we're live streaming, anything we're talking about during the live stream, which this is now something we were talking about during the live stream, you can just dump it in there. I'm glad to have you join our Discord. Pretty fun community of people on there. Everybody in there's pretty awesome so far. Yeah, if you let me know when you dump it in there, I'll take a look at it. Because now I'm very curious about this. Yeah, it just also helps us kind of, you know, be able to sub away for people to share links. Especially when the mods aren't paying attention. Mods. Attention, what? Yeah, I'm talking to you, Drew. Trying to get your attention earlier. He was wanting to post the link, and I told him to send it to you or Joy, and y'all were just, yeah. You were sleeping. You're not supposed to be sleeping while I'm streaming. Bad mod. Bad. Yeah, put my mods to sleep. That's always lovely. Thanks. Send me the link. I can post. Yeah, well now Chisel's in our Discord, so it worked out. So, you know what I mean. I figured you probably were. I was saying that you were working. And that Joy's working. Everybody's working. All you people doing the things, making the money. Apparently things that pay you are more important. Blah, blah, blah. All good. All good. Did you post the picture in there yet, Teasel? Check it a sec. Alright, so I feel like most of the dog base colors are done. He's got like a little black nose. I could do with his little black nose. Or should I kind of... Yeah, I could do that. Yep. Okay, let me look over. Got like my multiple computers going on, because if I do too much on this computer while I'm streaming, it can't handle it. So I gotta have my multiple computer thing going on. Let's see. Hello? Hazel. Alright, let me see. Oh, okay. That's a fun villain. I like that one. He doesn't really look like a Pokemon, but he looks like he practically could be in the Pokemon realm as like a trainer or something. He could be like a villain trainer in Pokemon. That's a fun one. I like it. He looks very fun. In an evil sort of way. So are you a villain then, Teasel? Do you associate more with the villains in life? I feel like a lot of times villains are just misunderstood. I always appreciate like a good villain backstory where you find out like why they are the way they are. Let's see. I want to paint his nose. I'll paint his nose maybe. Let me see. He's got a little black nose. We can just go ahead and give him a little black nose. I want to do it a dark gray or a black. Maybe I'll start it off as a dark gray, and then maybe we can make it black. But I'll do a dark gray to start with. I'm dropping things everywhere. I'm surprised I haven't gotten paint anywhere it's not supposed to be yet. Okay, so I was watching a mini painting YouTuber last night, and he recommends to do the face details, aka the eyes, and in this case the nose too, first. That way if you screw up and put paint everywhere, it doesn't go on an already quite advanced paint job. Interesting. Huh. Okay, that... I feel like no matter which way you do it, though, there's a chance you can mess it up. I mean, luckily, like, I feel like his nose isn't too hard to mess up, because he's got a pretty big little honker for a dog. So I'm not too concerned. Like, his face, on the other hand, is going to be a lot more complex. But, like, this, he doesn't even have eyes. So that's very convenient for the dog. I feel like villains are underappreciated. They are, Teasel. Eyes are my nightmare so hard. Yes. So luckily, technically, this mini only has one eye out of all of the two characters on here. Because Sir Didymus wears an eye patch. So he only has one eye showing. So I only need to get one eye right. I feel like... Oh, you're thinking of Sir Didymus's nose. Yeah. No, I'm going with Ambrosius's nose for now. I'm finishing up Ambrosius before I get to Sir Didymus. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm lucking out with the fact that I only have one eye on this whole 2-character mini. But that's interesting to go in. I've kind of heard it both ways now then. To go in with like the details either first or last. So I guess it just depends on how confident you are when doing some of your details. Let's see. Okay. So Teasel, is that your favorite villain then? Or do you have a favorite villain? Because I know you say you go with board or video game villains. Trying to think. I don't know a ton of video game villains. I play a handful of video games, but not as many as I used to. Not a lot with villains in them. Gotta start making supper, so I won't talk much, but I'll keep an eye on your painting. Oh, awesome. Well, enjoy supper. What are you eating for supper tonight? I am curious. And thank you for lurking while you make dinner. Dinner, supper. I always find it interesting how different people call it different things. Like, I've never really been somebody who's called it supper. I've always been more of a dinner person. Hope you have a super supper. Yeah. But I've known people who, you know, they always call it supper. Like, I wonder if it has to do more with, like, where you live. If some areas call it supper more and some people call it dinner more. I might end up making this a little bit darker, but hopefully I can always, not too bad. And I feel like I'm not really sure how I'm going to do the wash on this one either yet, but that always ends up darkening things up too. Look at that real nose. Little nose. Hey, little nose. I feel like this dog has just such a boopable nose. It's such a big nose. Look so cute. So, I'm trying to debate. Because I know I've heard people say, like, you should save the details for after you do the wash on these. So I'm debating, like, all the details on this drop cloth thing on the dog. Should I try to do this before or after a wash? That I am not entirely sure about. I'm gonna keep going with other things until then also. Since I want to make sure it's dry before I paint anything else on top of that part. Let's see. I'll paint a little bit of the tongue. I'm debating if I should try to do that blood red for the tongue, or is that too red? The glistening blood. Would a tongue be blood red? Let me see. I feel I kind of want to try it, but I'm wondering if, like, these effects paints are meant to go, like, on top of a wash as well. See, this is you watching me as I contemplate while learning things, since I am not a pro at it. So I might save this one. Maybe I'll just do the red I have out at the moment for his tongue. I feel like that one would work for a tongue, that color red. And then maybe, like, at the end when I'm kind of doing more of the detailing stuff, I'll try to put some of that glistening blood effect paint over it just to see if it makes his tongue look a little more glistening. Maybe. Hopefully it doesn't look like he's just got his mouth bleeding or something. That's not what I'm going for. Let's go with this red for right now. Just be a tongue. feel like I'm trying to stick my tongue out while painting the tongue. I feel that's like what I do, like whenever I'm trying to do like any art of a portrait or anything with a facial expression. Like I always want to make the facial expression while I'm like drawing it or painting it or anything. I don't know if other people do that as well. Like if you're painting a mini and it's making a face, do you try to make the face as well? You want to make a little dog face and go, eh. I like a little dog face. Mm. Okay, I think that's a pretty good start to the doggy so far. Minus all of the monstrous details that are going to need to go on that cloth that he's sitting on. I think that's a good start. I like the dog face. Dog face is cute. Probably debating these details on the cloth. I should try to get to those next or save those like for the end. What sort of mini are you painting anyway? I am painting it's Sir Didymus, technically sitting on top of Ambrosius, from the Labyrinth board game. I don't think Warhammer features St. Bernards, no. No, this is from the Labyrinth board game, based off of the Labyrinth movie. So, yeah, it's the character, Sir Didymus. That little, like, I'm not really sure what animal he is supposed to be. I feel like he's a squirrely fox dog. But yeah, then he's sitting on top of the little sheepdog. So yeah, so in the corner of the screen, I'm pointing this way. It's to my this way, but since I'm mirrored on the camera over that way, boop, boop, but it's not mirrored down here. So weird. So this little character over here, I haven't seen the movie. Yeah, so that is part of a screenshot from the movie. That's who I am painting. And then I've got another little full body photo that a little harder to see, but you can see like some of the details. I'm sitting here like contemplating over some of the more detailed stuff that's gonna go like in his little fabric that's draping the dog. But it's an amazing movie. It's, if you like fantasy and the 80s and David Bowie and musicals and goblins, it's an amazing movie. I feel like if you like villains, like it's got one of my favorite movie villains, David Bowie as the Goblin King. It's amazing. And tight pants, yes, very tight pants. All the tight pants. That is, yes. Yes, David Bowie in very tight pants. But I would definitely recommend watching that movie. And if you have Netflix, it's on Netflix right now. That's how I was watching it last night. One of my favorite movies. Yeah. David Bowie is a scary villain. Well, like, David Bowie to me is the most lovable of all the villains out there. I mean, any villain who is going to be singing and dancing and wearing tight pants. And also, like, the fact that, like, he's, like, I never noticed it before until I was rewatching the movie last night. Like, if you look at David Bowie's eyes in the movie, like, his pupils are 2 different sizes. Like, the whole time. And I'm assuming, like, I don't know if that's just David Bowie, that contacts he was wearing. I don't know how he did it. Did he dilate one eye for the movie? I don't know. But it was, like, freaking me out that, like, that was a detail that I never really paid that much attention to before, but I was noticing, like, during the movie, like, one eye, like, was super dilated, and then the other eye wasn't. It was weird. So now, just need to see the movie, just to see his weird eyes in the movie. But yes, I would highly recommend it. One of my favorites. I mean, they're, you know, some of the effects are super cheesy because it's from 1986. It's an eye defect. Oh, so is that like David Bowie's actual eyes are like that? And I was wanting to look that up, but then I never got around to it. And I wasn't sure if he like did that just for the movie or if that was just like his eyes. That's just actually his eyes. That's kind of cool. But I wonder if that makes it hard for him to see if one eye is just like dilated while the other one isn't. I feel like that would make things very blurry and hard to see. Maybe. But I feel like it also made like a really cool look for a Goblin King. Yeah, so amazing movie. And there's just like so much going on in that movie all the time. It's also a Jim Henson movie. So if you like puppets in movies, then it's an amazing movie. I love Jim Henson stuff as well. Puppets, Muppets, all of the above, amazing. Jim Henson, amazing. The artist Brian Froud, I believe is his name, who is the artist who worked on like a lot of the goblins and everything in there. Amazing artist. Like the creativity behind like just the creatures in the movie, especially for them just being puppets, it's insane. Like there's so much creativity behind all of it. That's one of the things I love most about the movie is just like how much creativity went into creating so many of these things. Like all the goblins, you know, have all these different looks. They're all puppets, which is amazing that they made all these puppets. And then there's like just these really weird creatures like everywhere. Like you just kind of have to look everywhere in the movie. And there's like things I catch. Like if you look, so like one of the main characters is this girl named Sarah, who's, you know, the girl who goes in the labyrinth and whatnot. So every single time they show her like her bedroom, like there's all these little things like all over her bedroom, and it's like all of the characters from the labyrinth as like little toys or figurines and whatnot. And I always find like new things every time I watch it. I'm just like, oh, there's that character. I didn't realize like last night when I was watching it, I didn't realize she had like a giant figurine of the Goblin King, you know, sitting on her little vanity or whatever. That's the first time I noticed that was sitting there. That's why I watch it so often. And yeah, I used to say this movie is imagination put on film. It is. It really is. Like that, along with like the Dark Crystal. I like the Labyrinth, I think, a little more than the Dark Crystal. But the Dark Crystal's amazing as well. But I like how the Labyrinth kind of incorporates like live action actors with the puppets. I think that's fun. Okay, so what am I doing next on here? I think... Well, I'm still contemplating if I want to try to go into some details on his little thing or go into Sir Didymus on this. Dark Crystal scared you, yeah. Yeah, 2 mods, both chose work over like, yes. 100 years later, yes, Joy. Yeah, I'm glad you're finally back. Both you and Drew decided to choose work at the exact same time. It's okay. I forgive you. Yeah, Dark Crystal was definitely a little on the creepier side, especially for watching it as a kid. I got a phone call, and I was watching your mouth move, but I had you muted. Yeah, so you didn't hear me, like, saying, Joy! Joy! Drew! Somebody! Help! It's all good. It's all good. Luckily, there's nothing too serious. And it's in the Discord now, so. It's all good. I forgive you. Alright, what am I wanting to do as far as painting this other part? Okay, let me look at some of my other screenshots. Yeah, you need to coordinate your work schedules. Like, if one of you is going to be on the phone and one of you is going to be in a meeting, like, you got to coordinate this. Alright, let me looking at some more of these screenshots I took to try to determine what color I'm painting some of this stuff. Like, it was so hard getting decent screenshots in the movie of the dog Ambrosius. Like, his dog just moves so fast. And it was very rarely in good lighting. And yeah, it was just really getting decent pictures of much of the dog. So some of this might just kind of be made up a little bit. Whoops. I keep doing that. I keep things. Okay, I feel like, okay, I might try to start with like the saddle next and go into sort of Didymus on top of the saddle. So the saddle I feel like is kind of like a grayish brown. It's like hard to tell. Might have to just kind of make some of these things up. But like in some of these things it looks more gray, but it's also because like it's really dark lighting. So I feel like it's probably more of like a leathery brown color. The saddles are typically leathery brown colors, right? Your mini's looking fabulous. Thank you. I also did not still expect to be working. I moved my shift. Oh. So are you having to like do overtime then? Is that what's happening right now? I'm sorry, you're still working. Let's see. I think I have like supposed to be a leather brown in here somewhere. Leather brown. Let's see. Is that what I feel like doing? A leather brown? It says it's leather brown. Maybe we'll make it a leather brown for the saddle. Maybe. We'll try. We'll try a leather brown. Really hard to be able to tell what color this saddle is. Yeah. Oh. Remember. Hopefully you get paid for overtime. I know that, I don't know if you're salary or not, but hopefully if you're having to work overtime right now, you're at least getting paid for it. I feel like that's the only time working overtime is ever worth it, is if you're getting paid for it. Because, yeah, one of the last, like, real jobs. Hourly, thankfully. Good. Yeah. Last job I had working for somebody else, at least. Yeah, I was salary and had to work a ton of overtime for them. Didn't get paid for it, which sucked. But it was just kind of, you know, like they kind of expected you to work overtime because I worked at an advertising agency. And yeah, you know, lots of things in the advertising world. They expect like really, really fast turnarounds on everything. Everything was due yesterday. And then sometimes they would have these huge projects where it's like, okay, we've got, you know, 10 million products for this company that we have to alter into a million different colors for their website. Because one of our clients at the time was a company called John Hart. And they make a bunch of like leather bags and whatnot. And so we had like, they would give us an image of one of the bags and then we'd have to Photoshop it into every single color that they offered to put on their website. And they had like probably 10 different colors for each bag. And they had, you know, like 100-something bags. And they had this website that, you know, was needing to go up like in a week or something. So we had to sit there Photoshopping like tons and tons of bags into tons and tons of different colors. So it required lots of overtime that we didn't get paid for. They gave us pizza because pizza's, it's not the same. It's not the same as getting paid. I prefer pay. One of the other reasons I'm glad I don't work there anymore. Yeah, so definitely hourly is definitely better. Yeah, pizza. What a great payment for your work. Yeah. It was amazing. Oh, and I got a bag of M&Ms. That was good. And then they did give me like a $20 gift card to buy gas. Because, yeah, that also makes up for the fact that, yeah, I prefer payment. Like real payment. What was my plan? Oh yeah, I was working on that. Yeah, having to work overtime with your salary is the worst. Yeah, you're rolling in it for all your hard work. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely am glad I'm not there anymore. was not really appreciated at that job at all, so I feel like they just kind of treated most of their designers as, you know, disposable people who were just meant to crank out as much as they could, as quickly as they could. So, definitely glad to not be there anymore. And I feel like a lot of agencies are that way. Whereas, you know, I haven't worked for a lot of agencies. I was a freelancer for another agency for a very short period of time. And I've talked to people from other agencies and whatnot, but yeah, the agency life is, I don't know, not my thing. Like, I much prefer just being a freelancer and not dealing with agencies. Even better, because I've also worked in-house for people before. Like, the in-house, I feel like, is at least a little bit better than agency. Sometimes. That people are a lot more clueless when you're working in-house for them sometimes too. Curious. Oh wow, I've already been painting this thing for like almost 3 hours now. I'm amazed that so many of y'all are still hanging out with me. Now I understand why some of you are like focusing on work. I guess you can't just focus on the stream the entire time, right? Oh wow. I feel like time moves a lot faster when you're like focused on something like painting or whatnot. And I feel like I should have way more painted for the amount of time I've been working on this thing. But, you know, it's kind of like that whole, like, meditative, just... I'm gonna paint this brown, this little strap, I think. I'm wrapping up and about to clock out of work. Yay! Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you are almost done with work. Hopefully you can get some nice relaxation. You look up and suddenly it's a whole other day when you've been working on a project like this. Yeah! Like whenever I'm working on any sort of creative anything, like I just, you know, go into like this creative zone where it's like time doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, it's definitely a good way to be able to pass time. And I'm sorry if, like, is the camera, like, focusing on my hair instead of on the minifigure when if I put my head too close while I'm looking at some of these details? I apologize for that. I'll try to not stick my head in the camera. It's hard for me to tell what's going on because I'm looking at this and I can't look at this and the camera at the same time very easily. That is the one downfall. And I feel like this one's taking me a lot longer than a lot of the other ones have too. Just because there's so many details in this one. This is definitely one that I'm not gonna probably have finished today. This one might be a couple days that I work on. I'll probably finish it up tomorrow, maybe, off stream. Aww. Thank you, Joy, for cheering those bits. That's so sweet of you. Thank you very much. And then half of those are going to puppies and kitties. So they thank you as well. Aw, that's very sweet. And I feel like the alerts are kind of working today. I don't know if it showed up on the stream, but I at least heard it. Yay, kitty bits, yes! Thank you. They're kind of working today. Okay, did any... Oh, it showed up for a second. Oh, okay. At least the sound's working today, because I know, like, the sound wasn't even working last time. I had to help out the puppies and the kitties. I appreciate that. Yeah, trying to get some love for the animals this month. So appreciate you doing that. Let's see. Okay, that's a good start for his little saddle there. Oh, and Lydia, thank you. Thank you very much. I definitely appreciate that. You're amazing. Might try to just do some base coloring on, sorry if I keep, like, raising this up too high. I might try to do, like, a little bit of base coloring on Sir Didymus, and then I might stop there for now. We'll see. There's definitely a lot of detail to this one. It's gonna take me a little bit of time to finish this one. Let's see. Because even, like, Sir Didymus has a lot of color to him. Let's see. Let's look back at this one. It looks really good. Thank you. Thank you. It's getting there. There's still a lot more to go. This one's probably going to take me the most time out of all of the ones in this Labyrinth game. I didn't realize this one was going to take nearly as long as it was going to take until I started looking at how many details were in these characters, and then I'm like, wow. Yeah, I was thinking this one was going to be one of the quicker ones. Nope. Not sure why I thought that, but I did think it for a little bit and realized I was very wrong. Let me go back to some of my screenshots over here. Look through these. All right. So Sir Didymus here. Let's see. What colors? So he's kind of more of like a light brown with like white accent fur. So I feel like what color brown would we call him? So I feel like leather brown might be a little too dark for him. He's a lighter brown, I think. I may have to mix one. Let me see. Because we've got a few browns. Let's see, we've got monster brown. We've got fur brown. We've got leather brown. And then we've got oak brown, but that one's a really dark one. So I think out of all these, the monster brown looks to be kind of the lightest brown. So we might go with that. I might mix it with something else to lighten it up a little bit more. I'm wondering maybe monster brown mixed with like some desert yellow. That might be a good combo for him because he kind of has like a bit of a yellowish brown tone to him, a golden brown. So this might kind of help him be a little more of like a golden brown color. Maybe. Let me try a little of those. Shake these up. Yeah, he's got a lot of like his little outfit. He's got so many stripes of all these different colors, and he really went all out on this character. I feel like I'm gonna say this and it's gonna be wrong, but I feel like because the other two I have left are Sarah and Jareth, the Goblin King. I feel like they will be a little less complex than this one is. Although Sarah, her shirt that she wears has a lot of like filigree, I think is the term for it. Kind of that floral, swirly going on the whole shirt. So that, trying to get those details in there might be interesting. I'll try, I think. We'll see how it goes. Might just have to kind of fudge it a little bit. Some of this in here too. But I need to figure out which outfit they put on Jareth. I think it's his lighter color outfit. He's got like several different costume changes in the movie. So we need to figure out which one he's wearing on his mini, but all of them are, from what I recall, pretty solid colors. So I don't remember like a lot of patterning on any of his outfits. So he's probably going to be an easier one. I say that, now I'm going to totally mess him up. I probably should have done them before I got to Sir Didymus, but well, it is what it is. Like, because I'm wondering how much more complex like some miniatures could get. I feel like this is probably this is definitely the most complex miniature I've done so far. It's also only the third miniature I've done so far. Like, how much more complex do minis get? Let's see, which size brush should I go with? Like, I always want to automatically go to a much smaller one than I need. And then I regret using that brush. So I'm going to try to go with one that's one size larger than I think I need. I guess I'll mix these two together. We'll see how this works. I almost want like a little bit more of a reddish tint to this as well. So I feel like this is getting maybe a little too on the yellowy side. I feel like he's got almost like a bit, he's got a kind of warmer colored fur. Looking at some of these colors, like the fur brown, maybe if I mix a little of the fur brown in there as well. That's got like a bit of a reddish tint to it. I might mix a little of this in there too. We're making our own brown for this one. Oh, let me shake it up. Okay. Just mixing all the browns until I get it to be a color I want it to be. Yeah, I like that fur brown, I think. I think fur brown. It's looking a lot more like. For whatever reason, whenever I put it like actually onto the palette, like it just looks so much different than in the bottle. Maybe not, like, and show you, like mixing it on the palette over here, like that one's looking now like. Show you me mixing paints together. How exciting! Yeah, I'm thinking this fur brown is now looking like I might try to see like mixing all these together, see what happens. Just making a big old mess of paint here. But kind of, I'm thinking like, kind of somewhere in the middle of these. Maybe a little more of the furry brown. Kind of like in the marriage of all these browns. Oh yeah, yeah. Ooh, paint mixing. I feel like very Bob Ross over here. Just mix a little of this. What is this? Phthalo blue with the alizarin crimson. Yeah, these colors are not quite the same colors that Bob Ross uses. Let's see. So I think like his legs are, I think, all fur from what I recall. Hard to tell in that picture, but I'm looking at some other pictures. I think his legs are all fur. Except he's got like little knee pads on. You need an afro for your next stream, yeah. And a white shirt. You can dress as Bob Ross during October. That would be amazing. That would be pretty awesome. I might need to do that. Might need to get a little afro wig. Or if I just don't straighten my hair. I think it's a little too long to go full afro at the moment, but like if my hair were shorter, I could definitely make it afro pretty easily. My hair goes crazy. Like I always end up straightening my hair just because I hate how crazy my hair goes. Like there's time, like it naturally wants to go curly. But it doesn't all go like a nice curly. And I've got like a cat fluff kind of stick in my brush. Like it tries to, like there'll be the occasional nice curl in there, but it's mostly like curly, frizzy floof. It's not appreciated. That's why I just straighten it. Tame the beast. Okay, so I feel like, okay, so his arms don't really have any fur showing. But he apparently is wearing gloves too, so the fur is mostly, I guess, his legs, his tail, and his little face. Okay. I mean, I guess I'm kind of glad that he's got those other colors in his shirt, because otherwise right now he's very brown on brown. Lots of browns. I've already got a lot of costumes planned out for this October at the moment. Not sure if we'll get Bob Ross in there, but we've got I've got a lot of costumes, because I pretty much save all my costumes from year to year. And I will typically try to add new ones in every now and then. Like I think this year, because we're planning out our trunk or treat already for our church. They do a trunk or treat almost every year. Last year they didn't do one, thanks to the whole pandemic thing, but do we get a teaser or will they all be a surprise? I mean, I can let you know what they are, but actually seeing them, you're gonna have to wait until the stream. But I can let you know some of my costumes. So, like for our trunk or treat that we're currently working on, it is a medieval themed one. And sorry if this camera, like every time I look up, it looks like it's out of focus when I'm painting. So it's a medieval themed one. We're still trying to figure out the actual costumage for us, but we are working on making an animatronic dragon to hopefully put in the back of Drew's truck, and we're gonna make it look kind of like a castle back there. And there's one of the game stores near us, Nightwatch. Well, not super near us, but it's in San Antonio. They just are working on opening up a new store right next to them called The Sanctuary, I believe. And they are going to sell like all medieval themed stuff over there. So I might try to look over there because they've got a lot of like costumes, like Renaissance sort of costumes over there too. So we might look over there for like kind of a Renaissance costume to wear. Let's see. Figure out what color his tail is. I think his tail goes into more of a white color, but I think it has a brown base. So yeah, that is kind of our plan at the moment, at least for our new costume for this year. Okay, yeah, it goes brown at the base, but then it gets lighter towards the tip. Okay. All right. So there's that. Let's see. So I think probably only gonna do costumes for our Tuesday streams. I don't know. I've got a lot of like just Halloween attire I'll probably be wearing for the other streams. or at least most of them during the month of October. But I do have a Lydia Dietz costume that I have not had a chance to wear yet, just because it's gonna be a little more out there. I'm curious to see if I can actually pull it off, and if I even still fit it. I bought this one red dress that looks a lot like the wedding dress she wears in Beetlejuice. That red wedding dress sort of thing. I mean, it's very 80s wedding dress looking, but bright red. So I bought it at a thrift store a few years ago, and it was tight then. That's pre-pandemic, so we'll see if I can even still fit in it. But yeah, I bought that, and I've got like the whole, like, I bought a wig to wear to have like the Lydia Dietz hair going on. I've got like the veil and the gloves, and little, like the whole getup for the Lydia from Beetlejuice and the red wedding dress attire. So that is one of the costumes that, like, I've got everything for, but I've never had an opportunity to wear it yet. Because, like, we've never really gone to an event since I've bought that. That makes sense for me to dress up that much for. Like, not enough people invite us to costume parties. We've been invited to, like, one, and I didn't have it for that one. I bought it since then. We need to be invited to more costume parties. Or I guess I need to just have a costume party. The problem is that, like, I don't know very many people who want to dress up in a costume other than me. I like dressing up in costumes. So I'd be dressed up. Well, so that's definitely one of the costumes I will wear for stream. One of these October-y days. I'm gonna start with, like, this brown at the base of his tail, I guess. And then, like, my other ones aren't necessarily as elaborate. I've got a Hello Kitty one, and then I've got a unicorn one. Oh, and I also have a ringleader one as well that I wore for one of our trunk or treats. I also have stuff I can pull together and make, like, a little pirate costume out of. I've got some stuff from a thrift store. So I've got, like, some options. So I may not do all of these. Might do the pirate one, just because Drew can do pirate with me. And Apollos actually has a pirate costume as well. Apollos has a few different costumes, which, for Halloween, we may have to try to put some of his costumes on him for streams, too. He has a pirate costume. He's got a black cat costume, and he's got a teddy bear costume. Pretty sure those are the only ones. Can't think of another one. If Drew's paying any attention, let me know if I missed any. But I think those are all of his costumes that we've got for him. Of course he has a black costume. Yeah, he can dress up as Juju. So I'm putting the brown on his tail way further than it needs to go, but I'm going to kind of put the white on and kind of try to blend the two together. And have it go over the brown. Juju can dress up as him, yes. Yeah, Drew, are you paying attention? Probably not. Did I list all of Apollos' costumes? I feel like I did. I know I've looked at more for him. I think so. I've looked at more costumes for Apollos, but I think those are the only ones we actually have. I might get more for him this year too, so that way he can dress up as many times as I dress up on stream. I feel like he just needs, like, maybe one more costume. But the problem is like, when we buy them, usually they're like, buy one, get one half off. So then you have to buy two costumes. Obviously. Okay, let's see. What's his little face look like? Get some more of these. Okay, let me go back to this one. Okay, there we go. Back to his face. So, like, when looking at this, I couldn't tell that they actually put an eye patch on the mini, but I'm I'm gonna make it have an eye patch. I'm not sure that you'll be able to really tell, but we're painting an eye patch over that eye. He makes a cute little black cat. Yes, he does. He's an adorable black cat. Like, I think he might be slightly offended that we're dressing him up as Juju when he's afraid of Juju. But, oh, should I go with the teeny tiny brush for his face? I feel like a lot of his face is teeny tiny. Let's see. Or maybe, should I try to do some colors on his shirt before I get to his face? I'm already painting these browns, so I'm going to go ahead and do the face, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure what, like, I want to get him at least, like, one other costume, I think. If we can find something cute that's on sale for him. I don't know what, though. What would be a good costume for Apollos that he doesn't already have? And does anybody else here dress up any of their animals for Halloween? Joy, did you have any costumes for your dogs? I can't remember. Can't remember if I've ever seen them dressed up. Yes. Small little kitty. And I don't know why. Like, does anybody else think this looks like the miniature looks slightly blurry on stream? But yeah, my hands don't look blurry. So I don't know why the miniature would look blurry. But I guess maybe it's just the fact that just it's so tiny. And it can only catch so many of these teeny tiny little details. Luckily, the other ones I'm painting aren't nearly as tiny as this. Like, they're still small, they're still miniatures, but they're not half as small as this one is. They're like, maybe like twice the size? Almost? Almost. Not completely. I feel like this is definitely the miniature where I'm needing to use the most paint on it. Like, all, like for Ludo, I literally think I only used like 3 colors on him. And that was it. But this one, because of all the different like colors in the shirt, and colors on his little like dog drapery. And like all these little details, like he's got his hat with his feather, and like there are just a lot more colors that are going to need to be used in this one. Like, I'm avoiding a lot of those details of, like, all of the different little colors at the moment. But I'm getting there. Slowly yet surely. It's a lot for this little guy. Okay, he's also got a dark nose. I feel like help, like, painting these minis also kind of will be helpful for, like, drawing. Like, if I ever were to try to draw these characters, I feel like painting the miniatures of them is going to be helpful, because I feel like I am studying these characters so much by having to paint the mini of them. Like, all these fine little details that I never would have noticed before. I kind of want to try to, like, draw them or paint them or something. I have done one little drawing once of, like, Sarah and Jareth, kind of the little ballroom scene sort of thing. Nothing very elaborate, just a little sketch at one point, and that was a while back. But I've never tried drawing, like, Sir Didymus or Ludo or any of them. Or Hoggle. Hoggle's not my favorite. I mean, Hoggle's fun, but out of all these, he's my least favorite. Get the brush clean. There we go. Sorry, does my head keep, like, causing this thing to go out of focus? Every time I look at it, it looks like it's blurry. Pretty sure it's, like, focusing on the top of my head. Let's see. Okay, let's see. What colors do I want to go with next? He's got, like, that same color yellow, I think, in his leaves. Maybe even more yellowy than that. And he's got a yellow feather, but that feather is definitely a lot brighter than the rest. Okay. Alright, maybe we'll go into putting some of the yellow on these sleeves. We've got yellows, we've got greens, we've got reds. Let's see. We need some yellows, greens, and reds in here. Wait, is Hoggle the one you painted last week off stream? I can't remember. And also, I had to mute you for 2 seconds again. It's fine. But yes, that is the one I painted last week off stream. So not sure if you said you painted him. Just, that was your least favorite. Yes. Hoggle is the one that I painted last week off stream. And he's just my least favorite of the Labyrinth characters that I have to paint. Just because he's kind of like the protagonist-antagonist of the movie. I don't know. Just his character bugs me the most out of all the characters. Okay, I think I'll do... What do I want to do as little knee pads? What color is knee pads? Color? I think they're red. I think they look like they're red-ish. Like these small little details. Hard to figure out what colors. Yeah, they appear to be reddish. We'll go with red knee pads. That looks... Yeah, they're red. They're red knee pads. Yeah. Alright, we'll do little red knee pads. There is so much detail to this mini. So much detail to this mini. It's gonna take me forever to finish. Like all these different little details. Is anyone even gonna notice? Probably not. Am I still gonna try to do some of them? Probably. Gotta make sure I'm not sticking my head in the camera again. I feel like I'm at least getting somewhat close to getting some of these base colors done, but yet still have a long way to go with all of the crazy detail work on some of the stuff. Goodness. Yeah, definitely not gonna paint all of this on stream. At least not today. Because this will be here all day. Which... Like, should I just call it here? Should I call it a day? I've already been painting this thing for over 3 hours now. And maybe less than that. I was chatting for a bit. Spent almost 3 hours painting. Is it time for a break? Like, I still want to get a lot more done, but at the same time, I also kind of want to take a little bit of a break. So... may break here. May paint some more of it off stream if you're ready for a break. But if you're not, we're here. I appreciate that, Joy. I appreciate that. I don't know. There's a part of me that wants to keep going. But then I'm just like, there's so much. There's so much. But I'm more likely, the thing is, I'm more likely to paint while I'm streaming. I don't know why. I don't know. Just knowing that, like, oh, okay. The stream's going. People are expecting me to paint this thing. I'm gonna paint this thing. Whereas, you know, if I take a break and go off stream, I'll be like, la la la. I don't know. This is why I had to create, like, just scheduled times for me to start painting minis on stream in order for me to even start painting minis, because I don't know. I'm good, like, if it's something that's just for me, for fun, I'm good at putting it off. Almost indefinitely. If it makes you feel better, those of us in your Discord will still be waiting for you to send pics. Good. Good. Yeah, I will definitely send pics in the Discord. Yeah, I think I might pause for now. Might do a little more off stream. But I already got a good start to Sir Didymus here. Still a lot more to go. He's a very, very colorful character. But yeah, I will definitely, if I do it off stream, I will definitely post pics in the Discord. So, if anybody's not in the Discord, you should join it. I'll post the link one more time. Let's see. There we go. So, if anybody... still hanging out. If I haven't put you to sleep yet with 3 hours of painting. Here, I'll hop back over to... I kept moving things around. I'll go back over here for right now. So yeah, I think I'll take a little break for now from the painting. Being as I've spent like 3 hours painting this thing so far. Posted an example of your instructions from the Reaper kit. Cool, I will check those out. So probably gonna take a little break from this for right now. Yeah, if I do anything off stream, I'll definitely post it into the Tailwagon Games Discord. There's just so many details to this thing. I should have realized that. I didn't pay much attention to how many details were in this until I was about to start painting it. It's like, wow, there's a lot of details. So yeah, this might take me a little while to finish painting it. Yeah, and while streaming, that's the only way I'm like really knowing how long I'm actually putting into this, because if I just start painting this off stream, it's probably gonna take me like 10 hours, but it'll feel like an hour. That's the nice thing about painting. But yeah, I'll definitely check that out, Lava Trust. Thank you. So yeah, I'm gonna pause here for the painting stream for today. Sorry it didn't get further. Sorry it took 3 hours to get as far as it did. Oh, but yeah, I'll definitely post finished things. Love it already. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think it'll look great when it's done. It's just, with so many little teeny details, it's gonna take a little while. Love it and enjoyed chatting with you. Well, thank you. I enjoy getting to chat while I paint. It makes it more fun. And it makes it more likely that I'll actually paint when I schedule it on a stream. And it's like, okay, I've got a stream. I've got people wanting to watch me paint this thing. I'm gonna make it happen. But yeah, and I enjoy getting to chat with people. That's one of the reasons I love streaming, is to be able to chat with people, because I don't get to do that very often. I work freelance from home for myself, so I don't often talk to people. So it's nice to actually be able to stream, so I can be like, hey, there's people in the world. Hello, people. Because Drew sometimes goes a little crazy if I have him be the only person I talk to during the day. Because he talks to more people. He actually has meetings with people. I don't typically have very many. I don't have meetings with very many people. So this is me talking to people during the day. So thank you for allowing me to talk to people, other humans. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, other humans. Let's see. Let's see if there's anybody on that we can raid them. Oh, and also, while I'm looking at that, as far as the streaming schedule for next time, thank you, Albatross. We will be back on Friday with a play-along stream at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. We will be playing 9 Lives, Rogue and Write. And I will be posting the details for being able to print out the sheet for that in our Discord. So if you want to print that out ahead of time, you can do that if you're in there. It's fun watching you paint chat. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad. Yeah, knowing that people are enjoying this definitely makes it more incentivized for me to continue doing this. So thank you. This was definitely kind of an experiment for me to see, like, okay, you know, like, this isn't board game playing. I know that most people watch us for the board game playing. It's kind of in the same realm as board game stuff, because these are from a board game. But, you know, it's not the same as playing board games. So I was curious to see, like, would people still be interested in even tuning in for this? So I'm glad to know that there are still some people interested in this. So thank you. Yeah, so we'll be back Friday. And then that'll be it for this week. That'll be our play along for this week. And then we'll be back again next week. We'll have our Tuesday stream, 4:30 p.m. Central. I believe we're planning on playing Calico for that one, for our Septempurr. And then I will probably try to do another painting stream again next Wednesday, if y'all are still enjoying watching me paint. I will probably try to plan another painting stream. I don't know if I'm continuing with him. We'll see how far I get before next Wednesday. Sorry if you can hear Apollo's barking in the background. I was planning on trying to get to, I think, either Sarah or Jareth next Wednesday, if I've got him done by then. We'll see. We'll see. It'll be one of those. But yeah, thank you all for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. It makes painting more fun when I have fun people to hang out with. So thank you. Let's see. Who is on? Jess is on. I don't know that I've had a chance to raid Jess before. Let's see. What is she doing? Happy hour hangout. Learn and play Clever Cubed. I have never heard of Clever Cubed. But Jess is good, people. We can go raid Jess. And she also does mini painting as well. I don't know if she's streamed it recently, but she is one of the streamers that I saw doing mini paintings on her stream at one point. And that's also one of the inspirations I had for starting to try to stream myself doing mini paintings. So we will go give her a raid. So let's, and she looks like she's got Amanda Panda and Ross from More Games Please over there. Oh, awesome people. Cool. Yeah, we will give them a raid. Let me find the window. Raid channel. Here we go. There we go. Get the raid going. There we go. We'll throw a raid over there. And thanks again so much for being here. Give Jess some love over there when we start the raid, and I will hopefully see you all on Friday. If not, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.